The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
You know something, folks? That intro always just, it hits me. So even though I've been playing that for the better part of 2 years now, it's a certified banger, and so is Max's
Absolutely.
one that's out. Also a certified banger. Welcome.
Yeah. So not out on Apple yet, I've noticed, but everything else you can check out. Right to Offend, Dirty Duets came out this week. Collection of songs as duets. It's supposed to be like when we used to just hang out listening to music on like the floor of our apartment out of a boombox. The kind of music you'd hear 20 years ago. Only a little raunchier most times, just slightly, and duets where maybe there weren't always kind of deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
And of course, you can also check out American Inferno, out now in paperback, ebook, and audiobook edition. And thanks to everyone, of course, for making Watch Month a success back in March. And, gained some pretty decent traction too in April. And unfortunately, as others like Travis Davis have said, that this book is pretty prescient, for the times that we're in, for better and for worse. And which kind of brings me to tonight's topic. Because, well, as the title says, they missed again, and thank God. So,
Well, and as I understand it, just like the miss last or the big miss in Butler wasn't a miss because it did hit people were shot and a man lost his life. Obviously, in this case, I believe it was an officer or a firefighter was shot in the bulletproof vest. And that was uninjured. So thank God everybody's okay in the situation. But yeah, somebody tried to get into the White House Correspondents' Dinner at the Washington Hilton with firearms and got stopped essentially at the security checkpoint.
yeah, and people were saying that I've been hearing all sorts of chatter. People on Twitter.
Huge shout out to all the law enforcement and Secret Service for doing their job, by the way.
Yes.
We pointed out when they didn't quite do a great job. I don't see any problems with what happened here.
Well, me
in early glances, obviously it's not been like full investigation, but it seems like they acted pretty by the book.
Well, me either, and that's what I was gonna say too. Like all these people on social media want to bitch and complain about, oh well, how was the guy even able to get in there? But
they were at the front fucking door.
Yeah. As we've also discussed with like a multitude of, I mean, my God, just on this show alone,
If
like
you've never been to any kind of event or venue, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something, because you're the minority of people on earth that haven't had at least seen how this process works. You see, there's a front fucking door, and then there's a security checkpoint for people to get into the venue. This gentleman
Yep.
walked in the front door and got taken down at the security checkpoint to get into the venue. He didn't get through nothing. Anybody can walk through the fucking door. That's why there's a security checkpoint to get in the venue.
yeah, and so in the security checkpoint, you know, did its job, and
Yes.
yeah, I
The
mean,
mag, as they call it. It's the magnetic part where you walk through to see if you have a gun on you. He realized he wasn't going to get through the metal detector, and he opened fire, and there's like fucking 12 guys with ARs right there, or M4s or whatever the fuck they're carrying. Like this, it wasn't a well thought out plan. Let's start there. This dude seems to be the most Reddit of the bunch I've ever seen with his manifesto, and repeating left wing violent rhetoric, which is we've been talking about. It's not just left wing violent rhetoric. All violent rhetoric has been a problem in this country for quite some time.
oh yeah, big
It's
time.
just another case of we told you so. If you keep ramping it up that he is the worst thing ever, what the fuck do you expect to happen?
And also for those people who are saying that, oh, well, the Secret Service didn't respond fast enough, like I was going to say just a few minutes ago,
Sorry.
I've had so many we've had so many like security experts on this show, like
So, like,
it's
legitimately, some of the foremost event security and VIP security people in the country have come on this show to talk about this exact topic. So we feel a little bit qualified to say that something like this, when I look at it, and let's ask some of those people in the future, it's another chance to talk to them and pick their brains. But we hate doing it because these things are terrible.
and it's also so repetitive too at this point. I feel like, yeah, the Secret Service did
Agreed.
everything that they were supposed to.
There was no injuries, no fatalities. The VIPs were all safe. How can you complain about the Secret Service again?
I
The
mean,
only thing that I've seen is they got Vance out of the way before Trump.
okay, well, I mean, he is the vice president, so I mean, it's not that, you know.
Oh, I know. Oh, I
Okay,
know.
I
I'm not
can see
complaining, but that's what I've seen.
Oh,
that's a
well, of
fair
course.
minor criticism. My response to that from a security mindset, and again, I'm not there, and I'm just thinking like security is. It was probably more opportune to get JD out immediately. Also, Trump
Right.
was talking to people and being a little tougher to get out. If for example, if you have two high level VIPs like that, they have two separate teams, presumably, and so like that explains. Oh, JD's sitting by the door, and they're like, "Mr. Vice President, shots, let's go," and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Trump is a different case. He's seated at the front of the thing, but those are complaints on the most minor of levels. But at the end of the day, the Secret Service's job was to make sure that the VIPs are safe, number one, and that number two, the public was safe, and that number three, that they're safe. And those two are not in any particular order, right? So all of that is true. The perpetrator is in custody, and he's not dead. That is a huge W. We were very critical of the Butler thing with the Secret Service, so you got to give them a W where they get it. And again, we could have former Secret Service. We could have, Andrew Wren, the security for VIPs for Andrew Nelson, the
NYPD.
NYPD. And in some really, really big cases, he's talked about that right here on the show. And yeah, when you have a situation where there is shots fired is bad, yes. Shots fired in the vicinity of the VIP is bad. But when the outcome is 0 injuries, 0 casualties, and the perpetrator in handcuffs, that's what you want. But what you don't want is the larger problem that we keep talking about. The mental illness and the violent rhetoric coming from all corners of society these days that gets acted upon, spoken in public first. This guy told people he was going to do this.
Yeah, he wrote a whole manifesto
Right.
on it, and
Just like we've been saying. Another one, he told people he was going to do it. Nobody takes it seriously. Here we are. Again, thank God that everybody's okay, but it could have been far worse. If only for the law enforcement people there. People forget that they're fucking human beings standing there doing their job, getting shot at.
yeah, well, I mean, and the left doesn't care about that because fuck law enforcement. That's been their attitude,
Yeah.
and so
Except for the couple guys who claim they were injured at J6, right? That's the only law enforcement thing. Or if they take the knee at the BLM rally, they can stay for now.
or
Right.
or maybe if it was politically, if it's politically expedient, cops that had like PTSD from Charlottesville or something like that.
No, they like the cops from Charlottesville, they don't need to be victims in that case. They like them because they beat up a bunch of Nazis. It's fair enough. It is very
Yeah.
funny that happened to them. And as I pointed out, I told some of the specific people that went, I was like, yo, if you go, at the very least, you're going to get your ass beat by the cops because you're hanging out with Nazis.
Yeah.
No, man. Free speech, man. It's like, it sounds like a trap that the law enforcement types would set for you if they wanted to beat up some Nazis. And they're like, I'm not a Nazi.
No way.
I'm like, yeah, but you're going to go march with them, see? And they're going to beat up the Nazis, and they're going to be like, hey, you're marching with the Nazis and beat you up too. And then turns out that all the Nazis were feds.
Yep.
Who would have thunk it?
Well, and Mr.
No way.
Mr. Medicare actually did a stream on that whole thing.
Oh, and gay. All the Nazis are feds and gay. And that's because, like, every Nazi's gay. If you know what real, like, neo-Nazis and all that shit is, if you've actually looked into their little world, you realize very quickly that what I'm saying isn't a joke. They're all legitimately homosexuals, and it's very funny.
Yeah, Mr. Medicare actually mentioned Chris Cantwell on his stream this past weekend, and he actually
Speaking of very homosexual Nazis, Chris Cantwell.
Yes, he actually did bring up the gay pornography thing, and so I had people DMing me being like, "Hey, isn't that Chris Cantwell guy who Max talks at?" And I'm like, "Yes." Also, we do have a stream on the Cringe Coffee House channel where
That's right. If you want deep lore on Cantwell, I did 2 streams. There's one that is about our history with him, and basically it's a primer on him and everything that happened. But then the second one, and it's a doozy, we had Sam on, and my wife and Sam read his gay novella, erotic fiction. And it's very explicit and very gay.
Well,
I almost threw up multiple times on this broadcast.
Yes, you did.
It was really bad. Probably the hardest broadcast in my 20 years plus of doing radio type stuff. And I do a show called Cringe Coffee House where I look at random schizos.
Yeah.
And this one took the fucking cake. And he took all kinds of stuff, but that's a different story. Yeah, Nazis are gay. Now they're trying to... So last week, we were all laughing about the SPLC getting out. Now they're trying to act like Nick Fuentes is somehow rehabilitated because he pushed an old lady on the concrete. Have you seen this? Have you heard about the? We're
Yeah,
supposed to forget that he was paid by the SPLC to be an instigator at two of the biggest modern events in history because he pushed an old lady down on the concrete, and you're supposed to agree because she rang his doorbell.
yeah, and the other thing I saw too is like we're supposed to act like that old lady coming to his door was the same thing as Charlie Kirk getting shot, which no, it's fucking not.
No, the old lady rang his doorbell, and she was probably gonna go nyet 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 nyet. But instead, I don't know if you saw this, but the video that come out now that they dropped all the charges against him, isn't that convenient? He opens the door, shoves this little old lady as hard as he can from like up from her too. He's like on a step in his doorway, shoves her as hard as he can. She falls on her head, and then he fucking steps towards her like he's gonna kick her. This is what
Yeah.
Tim Pool and even Roseanne both said that they thought that was okay. And I'm like, bro, I can understand defending your property, but if somebody rings your doorbell, shoving them as hard as you can on the concrete is not an appropriate response pretty much ever. And if you feel threatened by the person ringing your doorbell, there's a number you could call. It's called 911.
Yeah,
Otherwise, why not just go shoot her? She rang your fucking doorbell, right?
well, I usually don't, I mean, Nick, some life advice, buddy, since I know nobody ever, gives you. I know you hate your dad, but there's this thing called a peephole in the door. I know, you're probably turned on by that, but what they're actually for is to like look through the door and see who's there. And
He did. He saw some old Jewish cat lady and thought it would be. He thought again. He's a Fed. He thought he could get away with it. He threw a drink in people's faces. He punched that other guy. He instigated January 6th. He was at Charlottesville. He never gets charged with anything. Give me a fucking break. My problem with the story is they're trying to rehab his fucking image. Nick Fuentes is a gay homosexual man pretending to be a Nazi to get kids off of the political battlefield by making them stupid looking to anybody that has half a brain.
Yeah, and he has also he also said in the past, and they've tried desperately to scrub this from the internet too. I wouldn't say he never made threats to Charlie Kirk directly, but he did say that he wouldn't be sad if Charlie kicked the bucket, and well, that doesn't, I mean,
Yeah, well, and it's weird autistic trans loving Discord people that they're all trying to pretend. So that's the topic you were wanted to talk about, as it seems, that these people want to say that the tranny loving shooter is innocent and this is a travesty of justice. Is that their narrative still?
Yeah, basically what I've been railing against for the past 7 months is all these people are saying that all these conspirators are saying, "Oh, the tranny shooter that killed Charlie Kirk is actually innocent. It's the CIA and the Mossad, and it's not a deranged lefty. Tranny, no, no, no." And yet, time and time again, folks, we see this over and over again that the left continuously says, "We want you dead," and
And the people I feel spinning this narrative are obvious plant, like in every case they're obvious like lefty plants, like Candace Owens, like Nick Fuentes, like Tucker to some degree. I think Tucker's not above whoever's paying him this week.
well, no, yeah, and well, and I mean
Tim Pool.
Yeah, well, definitely Tim.
Ordering if he wasn't having so many problems with, being a laughing stock.
Well, I mean, as
They all do the same thing. They cuck to the same coin.
as Majestic Seagull pointed out on Twitter today, the reason why Tim Pool was sticking up for Nick is they're both paid. They were both paid by that Russian you know
Yep.
influencer farm. So yeah, and that's probably also why Roseanne was sticking up for Fuentes too. I bet. If I had to take a guess, but
Well,
as
he's a fucking asset of somebody. Like, if you have any brains and you still think, if you want to argue with me about how great Fuentes is, don't bother. Okay, just call me names and I'll mute you. Okay, because you're a brainwashed idiot, and I'm sorry for you. I wish you better in life, but it's the same with a couple of these people, man. Once somebody's a cultist of them, I've already heard your stupid arguments. You're still like most of his fans are young as shit if they're real at all. A lot of them are just bots.
yeah,
But it's like I understand you're 15 and you think you found the secret to the world because a guy spoke confidently and that impressed you. But that's because you're a 15-year-old.
and by the way, there are many more better options for young men to be listening to, you know,
You speak
than me.
confidently, Matt.
Anyone on this show, I would say John Doyle. I like what he does a
Bro,
lot.
frankly, in my opinion, you could be watching gay anime porn and it's more beneficial to your brain and your mental health than listening to Nick Fuentes' podcast.
Yes.
You could
Yes.
I can't think of anything worse to be watching outside of like illegal content. And some of that probably wouldn't be as bad either. Like, snuff films probably would do less damage. Certainly to me. Like, if you gave me the choice, like gun to your head, you either got to watch Nick Fuentes' podcast or this snuff film, I would be hard pressed, Sam.
I
Might
would say
consider the gun.
I would take the snuff film over watching Nick Fuentes because I figure I'll be in therapy for life anyway, right? But at least I'm gonna have to admit to my therapist that I was forced to watch a Nick Fuentes video
And that you
at,
might be gay.
at gunpoint.
It's like you may have watched a man die horrifically, but we know you're not gay. Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much. I would rather play. More. What would you say is like the wokest video game possibly out there?
It's got to be a long one. Gotta be
That's a tough one.
Last of Us 2.
Well,
Oh yeah. Well, I already did play The Last of Us 2. And
Oh
yeah,
my God, Sam! I didn't know.
I would rather be forced to replay that again than watch Nick Fuentes video.
Yeah, I just won't.
yes.
And
I would rather be forced to play one and two.
I don't think that you should value his content even that highly as a joke. He says things that are openly wrong to promote kids to do things actively that will harm them. And he's doing this to mislead children, and he's an evil fuck. And he's going to burn in hell for his crimes. I don't think I could be any more explicit about what that little faggot is. Ah, God damn it. We're on YouTube, and I keep doing that.
Uh,
Sorry, Sam.
I mean, I've said the same thing at Fuentes pretty much. So you're not, you know.
Well, yeah. You're just not supposed to say the bad words.
I don't care. He
Uh,
is
uh,
he is a faggot, a Fruit Loop faggot too. There.
that's true. And it's infuriating because he talks it like he's
He's the
masculine.
faggiest of the faggots.
Yeah, he's the least masculine male. Like when he was a kid, like 18 and shit, he could get away with like, oh, I'm kind of masculine because I fucking wear a suit. But the suit was too big for him then, and then B is still too big for him, and he doesn't have the cute kid factor. Bro, you're pushing 30.
I'm glad that you brought that up though too, Max, because everyone likes to say, "Oh, well, he's a young guy, cut him some slack." I was in this game when I was 18 too. Nobody cut me the slack.
And you're a cripple, Sam.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
cut Clavicular some slack. He legitimately can get the young guy card. He's like fucking 19.
well, and
Fuentes, he's pushing 30. He doesn't have the cutesy aw shucks thing anymore that at least a couple of girls might have gotten by the horrific shit he's saying if he was just shut up and was like and smiled for a minute. But he don't got that anymore. He's growing out of being a cute kid into just being a weird looking dude. And also all the gay shit that he's done. Anybody that's not already a fan, how do you sell this homo to them? I'll tell you how, Sam. You create a society that strips young men of their balls right at puberty. Only then can Nick Fuentes look masculine or Andrew Tate, right?
I wonder. I honestly do wonder if Nick was chemically castrated at like a young age or something. There's no other
They're
explanation.
all fucking psychologically castrated by their own fucking generation's obsession with their screens.
Yeah.
I know. Anybody under 40, well, yeah, me. I'm gonna tell you right now, the world was a different place when no one was fucking staring at their phone.
You're
And I think that's not a huge factor in why everybody's fucked up in their own unique way, and you have to respect their own unique, special, fucked up way. Back in my day, I was the only one that was fucked up, Sam, and nobody respected it.
Back in my day, we were told to come home when the streetlights came on.
I guess I'm just fucked up because I look at things on social media and I think, that would make a compelling story. And then I write awesome books about basically the shit I observe. Uh Speaking of, if you haven't already, check out my Monday interview with
Yeah, that was good.
Henry.
Killer interview.
Yeah, Machine Trooper. He has a Kickstarter for his comic book. Yeah, and he's also a Gen Xer, and he said, yeah, he said the big problem is people are way too attached to their screens, and also like even people don't even read like comic books or graphic novels anymore. That's considered too highbrow for people now.
Like people don't even experience the world around them because if there's a moment of boredom, they pull out their phone. And boredom,
Yeah.
the ceiling for what's boredom gets higher and higher and higher. Boredom is I don't constantly have flashy shit in my face.
Yeah. That's
How many people you think, young people you think out there meditate? And if they do it without their phone, you know, coaching them through it or nothing.
probably I would always say like 30%.
You're lying out your ass if you think it's a third.
No,
A third. It's not even a third of people too old for their screen, Sam.
Yeah, I'm being super generous. Uh,
I'll say 10 times less than that, 3% at most. At
yeah,
most.
yeah, probably. But
Ever in their life have meditated without some type of lo-fi music to fucking meditate to on their phone.
yeah, I mean,
When's the last time you just sat with the trees, Sam?
uh, last night I went out by my house and sat under a couple palm trees. It was great. Watched the sunset. Yeah. Didn't even take like any photos or anything.
Yeah, and you know, these kids today, all the fucking sharp edges of life, fucking millennial cat ladies have tried to round them all off so you can't take any chances and you can't have any fun. And man, do like that whole generation feels the same kind of oppressive force that I felt during my time, even though my generation wasn't oppressed like that, just me. Because I'm
Running
such a
with scissors was
weirdo.
fun.
Like I was always into the edgy weird shit, right? So I got the
Yeah.
hand of censorship. But nowadays, if you're into normal little boy shit, you got 5 teachers running up like, hey, hold on. How about we use pillows?
Yeah. No, and big shout out to my mom really because she basically told a bunch of the cat lady teachers to fuck off and leave me alone. So,
Well, it's interesting because I think young men and a lot of cases they've responded well to it, giving them the encouragement that no, it's okay to do things. They are always telling them not to do whatever it is that they're trying to do, Sam. Young men, kids in general feel this like they're always told what to do now. Not even like when you were a kid and you got, 10 plus years between you and me and more, right?
right.
And even when we were like that, it felt that way, but it was obviously 10 times worse a decade later and then way, way worse now. And just telling one of those kids, it is okay to do something that they tell you not to do, not because it's a rule. See, I'm not saying tell the kids to break rules, but sometimes cat ladies, it's not even fucking rules. It's like a reactive bullshit that they make rules up in their head. And they're like, no, 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 if you do that, you might get hurt.
Right.
It's
Let 'em.
okay to do it anyway. Once in a fucking while, young men especially, man, you got to do the thing anyway. Because
Or
otherwise,
No,
how
no,
are you going to feel your own agency?
or the one thing I was told is you can't say that, you might hurt somebody's feelings. That was
Yeah.
so that was somebody that was something I heard a lot too, and I was like, well, I hurt physically. So, hurt feelings.
Oh, here we are with the but I was crippled the whole time thing again.
I mean
I've been crippled for 42 years. Fuck off.
I
That's
mean
right. He outdoes you on that one.
but
We
but
had that conversation when he wasn't here, Sam.
yeah, but Morpheus, tell me this. Is it not effective to be like, "Oh yeah, well I'm crippled, so suck it up."
It is. It's very effective. Super
Yeah.
effective, even.
But he understands the context because let's remember the context of that original conversation, Sam, was that a guy had gotten divorced after 20 years. And you were going to tell him, like, yeah, it's okay though, because, like, look at me, I'm crippled. And I was just like, Sam,
To be
probably
fair,
not the best time.
yeah, that was
I made that into a song called Sam the Bully, which is over on my Suno.
Sam is a bully.
There's another one called Sam Bully's Mort.
I'm gonna have to find it.
Yeah, I do that. I do that daily.
But that was well, essentially it was me and Shmuley bullying Sam about how his comment was like a little bit inappropriate given the context. So of course we took that to the millionth degree because that's what we do.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I learned from you guys, and yeah, so yeah,
It's been fun, Sam. I've been paying very little attention to social media and the news. But I get forced to because violent rhetoric turns into violent action, as we talk about. Hey, try putting some of the violent rhetoric people in jail.
yeah, pretty. I mean, that's what we've been saying all along.
I've been saying a nut house. To be fair,
yeah,
a loony bin.
Yes, reopen the fucking asylums.
yeah. I mean, if this is not like
A lunatic farm.
if this is not like
Crazy castle. Sorry, Sam.
There's
Yeah.
at least two.
That alliterated too.
There's at least two former crazy castles around me that should be opened back up.
yeah, and I mean, I think Asmongold like had a really good point on this. I want to play a little bit of this. I want to open up the show to to anyone who wants to call in, since they can do that now. So I'll pin the call-in link and get that set up while we play Asmongold's video a little bit. But yeah, I think there's
you just call in, you tell me your number, and I'll call you.
yeah, well, that would be
I'll call you a nerdy bitch for bothering me. Shout out to ICP for that one, Sam. Sorry. Go ahead.
867-509.
Well, I mean, Max and Morpheus interacting with callers would be that would be very interesting to say the least. So should be fun, maybe. But anywho, yeah, Gamerman,
Look at the drip, Sam. Do you see this picture? She needs to see this picture.
He yeah,
Look, that is 2026 fresh at its finest right there, guys.
absolutely,
Ladies, this is peak meal right here.
Looks maxing.
Absolutely. And people think that Max is shaggy looking, but yeah, Max is just peak looks maxing at this point. But yeah, anyway, I thought Asmongold had a good take, so let's listen to at least some of it. So
I heard he's a fascist, Sam.
A whole lot worse. I want to make this video because.
Can you guys hear that?
Not when it's muted.
Yep.
Okay.
Fighting with
delete the video. So anyway, this has been, I think, escalating. It's been going crazier and crazier. We've had now the third or fifth, or I lose count, how many attempts on Donald Trump's life. Somebody, well, I'm really mad. I'm going to shoot the president. Oh, boy.
Real quick, Sam.
That's going to solve all your problems. And so...
Yeah.
How the fuck can you talk that much with your hands, though? Zach, he must have.
He might be Italian.
Yes.
Because, look, I talk with my hands, but man, he's like, he must be Italian.
Yeah, that's what Moore was just saying. I'm half Italian, And
No,
I don't
it took me a minute to get what Mort said, and then it connected, and I
yeah.
was just like, yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hand motion there, Sam. It was hard to concentrate. Let's go.
No, I gotcha.
So you have these people that are doing this, and this is really, really escalated ever since, and I mean, let's be honest here, it's been escalating ever since BLM. That's whenever being a crazy retard became the socially acceptable thing to do. And now everybody's a crazy retard. And these are people who think that they are fighting for civil rights. It's like, you're not Rosa Parks sitting at the front of the bus whenever you're burning down an Uber driver's Tesla because Elon Musk made you mad. You're not fighting for civil rights. You're trying to take them away. Everybody wants to have an election. You don't like the way it turns out. Time to burn everything down.
We should.
Can you imagine what it would be like if everybody did this? Oh my God. It would be crazy. And this is the form of third worldism. And I talk about this a lot. I'm still on Twitch now. And I talk about this, though, because this is the mentality of when the existing systems do not create the outcome that you like, even though all of the systems are working properly, you're being represented, you just simply don't have the numbers to achieve your goals. Whenever this happens to you, the result is not, well, I guess I have to work harder. I have to get more people to agree with me. No, the result is now I'm going to set something on fire. I'm going to try to shoot somebody. I'm going to try to cause some sort of I'm going to stand, get this, guys. I'm going to stand in the middle of the road for Iran. Thank God. Thank God. That's going to save them. Oh, for sure. Exactly. And if anything, it's going to make the gas prices go even higher. So anyway, this is what I think is happening, is that people have socially normalized the act of bad behavior, violence, aggression, hostility, and they've done so with a righteous indignation that has enabled them to justify doing so as being the heroes of their own story. Is it too many Marvel movies? I don't know. But it's too many something. Maybe it's too many antidepressants. I have no idea, but I know it's a big issue. And I think I know where things are going with this. Because we can't live in a society that's like this. You can't have a society where people steal things, people are being violent randomly, and people decide to kill elected representatives. If you want a country like that, go to Africa. There's plenty of them. They're called PvP servers. I, preferably, don't want to be on one. So these people are trying to turn our normal country, and this is happening in Europe too. So if you're European and you're like, oh, this doesn't apply to me, we don't have this problem. Yeah, you do. They're driving through the fucking crowds with trucks instead of guns. Oh, wow, that's so much better. You guys have problems too. This is a problem inside of all of Western civilization because I think that we have culturally not been willing to just put our foot down with these fucking freaks. These absolute fucking deranged, mentally ill, violent, psychotic freaks that need to be put in a mental institution and locked up indefinitely. And everybody else, by the way, if we did this, everybody would be living in paradise. Everything would be great. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, who knew assimilation, cultural assimilation
No way.
is a good thing. What a concept.
Right? And who knew punishing people for like committing actual crimes could potentially dissuade them from committing future crimes? This is crazy.
Yeah, it's
What a
all
lunatic Asmongold is.
yeah, I mean, it's not like we've been saying the same thing for, forever now.
I've said, especially in particular, that the violent extremism of both the left and the right is going to force the fucking normies of the country at some point to either scream out for them both to be stopped from doing this, or they're going to get steamrolled in the process. And the normies aren't going to lose. I hate to break it to everybody. The less plugged in people, the normal people that don't think about this shit all day, they're going to win in the end. Whatever that makes you think about, whatever you think about normies, they're going to win in the end.
Because
and
the
they
normies
will
want to go back
see
to
you
sleep.
destroyed to do it if you're one of those violent people ruining their society.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that's just true. So
They have no concern for your well-being or safety when you're a threat to the well-being and safety of their community and society, and that's what they're going to choose.
and I want to point out too that like Asmongold is kind of like a perfect example of that he doesn't strike me as someone who is like, I know the term red pill gets like thrown around a lot, but he doesn't.
I would, to be real clear, I think politically he's closest to Mort of everybody here.
Yeah.
In terms
Yeah.
that he wasn't very political, he just liked his video games, and they kind of forced him into it.
Well, that was kind of the case with Henry Brown, who I had on too. In fact, Henry talked about how
Mort was a normie back in 2020.
yeah. Well, Henry Brown actually he joined Gab early on because Gab was one of the only platforms that you could like talk. There were like some like comic book related groups on, and so he joined, and then he dropped off once he saw that there were a bunch of basically Nazis on Gab, and also they started yelling slurs at him because he simply said that he liked Stan Lee, and
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, Sam, I've noticed. Unless you want to watch more of the video, I'll get into it after. But I wanted to talk about something specific. I've been watching a lot of entertainment from 20 years ago in its raw form, and I like what you can't say now was like the baseline of where comedy started 20 years ago.
yeah. Well, I think I'm good. I'm kind of good to basically, continue talking. I just kind of wanted to play that while I got the caller queue set up. So, if anyone wants to call, I posted the link. So, just click the link and, and of course, I just got
the link.
And of course, I just got rumbled, so
He got rumbled.
He might like it though.
I'll just do this till he gets back.
But Sam is not. But Sam is not fun.
I suffer for this show.
You suffer for your art. No way.
That's right. Well, that one didn't hurt. It was like a napkin.
What? Did you get a paper cut while I was gone?
Oh no. I was like, I'm gonna do this till he comes back, and then she's been throwing things at me because she wants me to stop.
Well,
oh, but why? It's a candy bar. Cool.
Well,
hey, you can't throw it at me and then take it away.
She can do whatever she wants. But
she's seen a beer come flying out of the sky, hit me in the head, and then me open it and chug it. It was full.
Well, that's just like, smart. You can't waste a beer like that.
That's right. I was like, it's mana from heaven. It just hurts a little.
So yeah, no.
That's alcohol abuse.
So yeah, no.
The alcohol abused me.
So yeah, no. To kind of go off on what we're saying. Yeah, I mean, entertainment from 20 years ago, even the Office, which I know you hate, Max, is now considered too risque by Zoomy Zoomers, which is fucking sad.
We've been watching Code Monkeys from 2007. Are you familiar with this, Sam?
Oh my god, I love Code Monkeys. Yes.
Oh, that hurt. Damn.
Sorry.
Right in the nose.
That wasn't meant to hurt.
Code Monkeys was on the G4, video game gamer channel. Peak gamer when you were allowed to say that gamer meant probably not chick, or a chick that at least gets the joke that they're being made fun of specifically because they're rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not like modern gamers, which doesn't include guys like the three of us, of course. Modern gamers is 15-year-old LGBTQ girls. Right?
Yeah,
That's
who
what I'm told.
Yep.
But real gamers watched G4 when it was actually good, and Code Monkeys. One episode, there's
With
an
Olivia
episode
Munn.
where they make a game about Hitler, and dude dresses the son of the company boss, Dean, dresses up as Hitler. And then they tell it to model for the game or whatever. Then they tell him to go get an orange Julius at the mall. And
yes,
then they
yes,
unfreeze Hitler because he was actually frozen in carbonite. And Black Steve and Dave torture him. And then he escapes. And he has cyborg bears. And this was like one episode of the show that I was like, not only could they not make this nowadays, if they made this nowadays, they would get put on 5 lists. And yet, here we are laughing.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a running joke where the boss calls the one female game developer not a man, or boobs, or chick, or Barbie princess, or he doesn't know her name, so he just calls her. But my favorite is when he says, "Is not a man done talking yet?"
Yeah, that, which to me is not that's like not even edgy.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally, the theme song ends with "I love you, whores." That's the show you're in for.
Based.
It actually, watching it back, it is 10 times more based than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I'll give you guys a link. It's the whole series in one like YouTube video.
and
I've just been watching it here and there.
And G4 also, for context, G4 was not even like G4 was mainstream. Like it wasn't like HBO where you had to like pay extra or anything like that.
Yeah, at the time, Code Monkeys, it was a channel like you'd get like Comedy Central, like in a basic cable package.
Yeah.
It was for a certain age of people. It was the only kind of gaming content. We didn't have YouTube yet, and even when we did, G4 was what told a lot of us that YouTube existed.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
Because I remember G4 before it was G4 because I watched Tech TV, which is what it was called originally.
Yeah. Well, I have a second cousin who was into video game streaming like before it was relatively like before anyone knew what it was, really. And his parents were concerned that that he wasn't gonna have a real job, and turned out by the time he was like 21, he'd made all this money and was like he bought like a Lamborghini with like all his game streaming money from like game tournaments and whatnot. So
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it wasn't really possible for us in that way back then, and that's why there was such a thing as G4 was bridging the gap. Before that, there was Tech TV, like I said, but it didn't mostly focus on video games, as the name would imply. It was more focused on tech stuff. But what was the show that they had that was hilarious? I think it was like Screensavers, and it was basically a bit of a early internet podcast combined with tech news, where they'd make jokes but also do the tech news.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that show was the first place I ever saw YouTube mentioned, right? Before that, there was one video game related show I remember on Saturday mornings, but for the most part, it was either like a cartoon based on a video game or nothing. There was no video game related content at all when I was a kid. The idea of that was like unheard of. So if you were into video games, you could just play video games, maybe find friends to talk about video games with, maybe get that Nintendo Power if you're really lucky.
Even when I was a
You
kid,
know somebody to talk about video games with? It was the guys at the card shop.
yeah.
Well, I grew up it was by Hobies because we all had Nintendo.
Well, yeah. Well, even when I was a kid, like multiplayer meant that you would go over to someone's house and you would set up like a divider so that you can look at the other
So you
person's
couldn't fucking cheat.
screen.
Yeah, see, when I was that age, weirdly enough, it's changed this much in a 10-year difference. You might remember that too, and I remember that too. But the ages we're talking about, multiplayer to me was going to an arcade and standing next to somebody.
Right?
When I
Yeah.
was like 8, 9, 10 years old, that was the way you played multiplayer. Or you could play 2-player on your Nintendo if you had a second controller, which me and my buddy did. And we played nonstop on his Nintendo. We left River City Ransom and what's the other one? Rampage on the NES. We would leave it on overnight because them games were so long, rather than write down the password. You
Yeah.
just leave the game on overnight. Wait, go to school, leave it on the whole time, come back, continue playing the game.
I mean, some.
One of those old original Nintendos from that era that we did that with, the last time I tested it was quite a few years ago. Still worked.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's because those 80s electronics didn't suck.
Yeah, I mean, they're bullet.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, that all their hardware is still,
Now, some of them, there's batteries that are going bad, and the
Oh,
plastic
sure.
is starting to go bad, but the basic boards and shit, they hold up a lot better than modern stuff in a lot of cases because they didn't use cheap bullshit Jap and Chinese parts. Now,
Well,
Japanese parts are not cheap, but they were in the 80s. It's like, for example, now that I've been doing a lot more with music, Sam, I find that I've been explaining to my wife, I had a Casio 808 when I was a kid, keyboard, right? That is a whole genre of music based on the 808 because of the sound of the drum pad and the way it was like the first synthesizer that didn't sound like shit. Maybe that or like the DX8 or something like that, but the 808 was like the standard for a long time. And being able to like get that sound on my synth is where a lot of my music comes from. I'm using like a fucking Casio 808, and I wish I could grab an old beat up one and just restore it, because they don't need a lot of restoring. Usually the electronics hold up really well, and that's why a lot of people are still using the 808 or like a modern 8. They build new ones too.
Yeah, yeah. I actually saw a video on that like fairly recently. Someone did like Pat Metheny's whole catalog with like a Casio.
I feel like I got a weird perspective, and Mort's in much the same boat where we watched the world when things used to be made for more permanence. We watched the transition to everything is made to decay and destroy and be replaced.
Yeah, my old school
Yeah.
gray brick Game Boy that I got in 1993. Even though I don't have it anymore, I gave it to my cousin. Fucking thing still works.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, shit was better back then. And that's where my point was going with the Code Monkeys is race jokes, jokes about how feminism is lame and stupid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of the basedness of the characters is also like self-deprecating.
Oh, sure.
And And yeah, it's super offensive and stupid, and everybody laughed and nobody was offended. And if anything, it had a cult audience, and then anybody that it was too much for just didn't watch it. That's how shit used to work. They didn't seek to destroy art and the artist.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired because there's a whole generation of artists that have been fucking suppressed from the idea of creating any art that they thought was outside the lines. And we have to I encourage people to color outside the fucking lines, because that's what literally what right to offend means. Is like, if you don't let anybody ever color outside the lines, you're never going to discover anything new.
Yeah. I have there are kids in my there are kids in my neighborhood who think that the American version of The Office is too edgy. And I had to explain to them that, like, The Office, when I was, a kid and a teenager, was like the biggest, mainstream, it was like the biggest
It's fucking
mainstream
lame.
sitcom.
How about that?
Well, yeah,
Fucking lame.
well, yeah, that's your take. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though, Max. Like, you're saying it's lame, and
It
I
was the
mean,
biggest show on NBC. It must be lame. Nothing cool can be the most popular show. That's not how it works.
well, I mean, you're not wrong, but also that's kind of my point. Like, that's how far we've fallen. Is that now there's an entire generation that thinks that The Office
I wouldn't even
is
talk
edgy.
about it. I'd be like, "Oh, you think The Office is bad?" Like, again, have you ever seen South Park? Have you ever seen Code Monkeys? Have you ever seen anything like Adult Swim? Man, I can't even tell you what number of Adult Swim shows are just way edgier than a basic bitch meme on Twitter today.
That's the whole thing too. Is like memes are great, but like that's the only way that some of these kids know
How
how
about
to
the
communicate
Max?
is
You ever seen
memes.
the Max from MTV in the 90s?
Uh, I think I've seen like I think I've seen like clips or something.
Yeah,
Or
man.
something.
And the kids, they're actually like, this is the cool thing that I think a lot of people are missing, is they're bringing back the 2000s style, particularly like new metal. And people are like, oh, they're thirst trapping with the goth girl. Yeah, yeah. But they're also, they see something like our generation kind of did in the 80s, where most millennials and zoomers didn't actually live through the 80s in any way, or a very small way. They fetishized it, and we had 80s nostalgia. They're doing the same thing. Why? Because that's the last era they see where you were able to be creative and outside the fucking bubble without getting canceled for it.
Right.
And they're right. And I would say to them to look at maybe other eras for stuff like that too. Like, in the there's some really cool shit that would appeal to little punks of they're punks, Sam, and I relate to punks. Okay, we have been told you can't say that, you can't sit there, you can't touch that, you're not allowed to drink that, you can't smoke that, you sure as fuck can't look at that girl's butt. And maybe they have some shit they want to fucking say, but it doesn't matter. You can't say that. I encourage them not only to say that, but to say, fuck you, I'll say whatever I want.
Well, yeah, you're talking.
And I'll look at the goddamn butt.
You're
Make,
talking.
make your art, say your statement, sing your song, speak your speech.
You're
Write
talking.
your book, Sam.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up. Speaking of eras where there wasn't a lot of censorship, American Inferno is based off of the 70s pulp novellas updated for today. And like I said, this book is sadly prescient, basically dealing with censorship and the cat ladies who not only want to censor you, but also want to kill you for having basically the wrong opinion. So, I do see we have people in chat. So, King Rana says, Cowpunk the Gun Club and uh, Kid Congo Powers. I don't know if those were shows or anything, but
Well,
yeah.
there's so much cool shit out there that when we used to be able to make, I'll tell you, like, I'll point out some of my influences, just like artistically, like heavy metal. You ever see heavy metal, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. You gotta smoke a big fat old blunt and you watch you some heavy metal and you'll learn some shit, you know?
I mean, Barbershop. That was another classic I remember watching as a kid. So
Barbershop, to be fair though, is like the toned down version of Friday. Friday is the killer one.
yeah,
That's the
I,
OG.
yeah,
Oh my god, or like fucking Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your gin in the hood.
I
If you know that one, you an OG. That shit's dope.
I also oh, of course I'm blanking on it now. I recently saw the movie that Norm Macdonald was in, and I'm just thinking of the hookers in the trunk scene. Shit. Now it's going to annoy me because I can't remember.
Here's
Uh,
another one that people didn't see, but they should. Big Money Hustlers, Insane Clown Posse's big time movie they made. It still makes me laugh every fucking time.
you guys just did a stream not too long ago watching that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Woo woo. Shout out Joe Bruce, Violent J's birthday was a couple days ago. They just had the big show with JCW Stranglemania. And yeah, they let us do that. That was cool.
That was pretty cool. So,
Oh, you know it's another underrated one from the era, Sam? 3-6 Mafia made a movie called Choices. You could only get it on like DVD, and it come with the soundtrack CD. It's a really good movie, very funny and but what it is, it follows a guy who makes some bad choices, as the name might imply, as a kid, gets in with a gang, goes to jail. When he comes out, it's about him trying to fucking go clean, right? Now that he's a felon. And
uh-huh.
how hard that is, right? His boss treats him like shit because, like, I can fire you. You're a fucking felon. I'll call your PO and have you out of here in a heartbeat, right? Like, and then he gets like coaxed into doing one last robbery. Is the setup of the movie. That's not really any spoilers, but it's about the felon getting out of jail and asking the question of like, well, if I'm not allowed to do anything, what am I supposed to do?
That is a again, that's another very prescient
As you can
que-
tell, I've supported independent media for a long time.
question. Yeah.
I don't even know if you could buy Choices the movie now. It's like 2006, I think they printed it. It's an indie film. They filmed most of it themselves. But 3-6 Mafia, I mean, people have at least heard of 3-6 Mafia. They won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah. Well, I mean they live, and I mean that's a movie that's kind of come back into popularity is that John Carpenter flick
Hmm.
where he puts on the glasses and sees that everyone is undead, And yeah.
Rowdy
So,
Roddy Piper.
yep.
No.
So, speaking of, you know, well, I wouldn't say people who are retarded, but Erica Kirk actually, she made a statement today, kind of addressing everything, and she took a few shots at the grifters who have accused her of murdering her husband, basically. And I don't know if you've seen this, Max, because you mentioned Nick Fuentes earlier. But now a lot of these people are trying to backtrack and say that, oh, well, Candace never actually directly accused Erica Kirk of murdering her husband. And no, she might not have said those exact words, but she basically fucking implied it.
That's called tactical ignorance, Sam, and I don't play that game no more.
Nope. I mean, nobody.
They all know exactly what you're talking about, though, but they haven't the foggiest idea of what you mean. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, and they're using tactical ignorance whenever Erica says anything. So she actually made a statement regarding this whole thing, and because she was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and it was pretty illuminating what she had to say. So, also, welcome to the program, Craig. How are you doing, sir? And apparently he's on mute right now.
I think.
Well, you're alive and I can hear you, so that's good.
Good.
So,
fuck it, we'll do it live.
So
that's how I do it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week.
It's the fake untitled way.
Yeah. Well.
Anywho.
You guys
How's it going?
You guys did a pretty banger show. We're just about to cover Erica Kirk's reaction to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which she was at, by the way, and I think she had a pretty good take on things. So
that's full reaction on the way out. Yet another attempted assassination on her watch. Oh, and that guy up.
Yeah. So, let's see here.
That's an outfit. That right there, that was a rap cover pose, man.
Yeah.
I'm not into that stuff, but like if you wanted a pose where someone looks like they're about to pound the table.
Yeah, well, that's
stand up while putting their hands on the table, and it's like motherfucker.
Yeah, but anyway, she kind of took the piss out of Candace Owens here, and a lot of other
do with a sponge like that.
The hat's a strange choice.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people are going to be mentioning conspiracy theories about the hat now too.
Oh, I just thought like
it's black because she doesn't like Candace.
Yeah, I just think it just doesn't look good in that outfit. It wasn't much of a conspiracy, other than maybe like, I guess her stylist is out to get her, Sam.
Probably French government Israeli secret Egyptian pilot or something, right?
Yeah. Something, but
I'll get her. Wear this hat that doesn't look great.
Anyway,
the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico and another table here that's Fox and another table here that's WAPO, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine.
So that I got the wrong clip, but yeah, she was at the correspondence dinner, and yeah, I mean, as we pointed out at the very beginning of the program, the Secret Service did its job. I mean, I don't know why people on Twitter are complaining that they.
I have yet to see anything to the contrary, right? So that's what I go with.
Yeah. Well, people are just going to complain about things regardless. So. All right. This is what I was looking for.
In that room.
So, all right. Now I got the correct thing queued up.
Everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself and she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss." To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face, especially with all of the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself." And I said to her, "You know what's so interesting? This is my first time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I find it so fascinating, the dynamic that is going on right now, because everyone is all dressed up and you guys are co-mingling in and out of each other's cocktail parties. And so for one night, you are able to put aside all of your differences for the sake of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning, things will go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you." To which she replied, literally, she said, "I know. Isn't it special, right? Isn't tonight so special?" Everyone is.
I do think that the White House Correspondents' Dinner is. I mean, I didn't even know what was happening this past weekend until basically this, the thing happened.
I'm not gonna lie, Sam. She's a tad dramatic.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, yes. They had alcohol at the Correspondents' Dinner was the first clip. Like, oh, the horror.
Max, she's
They used to sit there smoking fat cigars right in the building, bitch. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just lamenting for the old days, Sam. Don't mind me. Keep having not a man speak.
Well, my whole thing is why even
got away with that one.
Why even have the Correspondents' Dinner though? Is kind of my take. It's kind of old and outdated and really useless.
Like it's the White House Correspondents Association, it's WHCA. They exist no matter how crippled and butthurt they are right now that new media is allowed in there with them, doing pressers.
Right.
Let them have their thing. I look at it like the Emmys, where you have a bunch of people who don't matter showing up in front of each other and doing a group masturbation. Like, just let them fucking get it out of their system.
Yeah.
Here is the president's there to laugh with them or at them.
Well, I think the only reason why people have even cared about this year was because there was an attempted shooting there.
Yeah, I mean, previously it used to be they would get several great comedians to come in and just roast them.
Oh, yeah. And now we just
That
have
was, yeah, exactly. And he
Yeah.
wasn't even there. He wasn't even fucking there. He was somewhere else, pissing and moaning that he wasn't invited. Like, cry harder, you douche.
Eh.
I mean, he would be the first person to jump in and say the whole "shots will be fired" comment from whatever her name is, the podium lady.
Yeah.
Shows how relevant
Well,
relevant the
it's
press secretary job is. Like, it's just say, like, she said shots will be fired, and then of course shots were fired. Same time, he's over in a different building crying about not being there, saying that Melania has a glow of an expected widow.
yeah.
Like, look, motherfucker, we know you want the guy dead. Crying about it that hard somewhere else isn't going to get HBO to give you better ratings that don't exist. Like, you need to fabricate a whole audience in order to have your show justified. And it just isn't going to happen.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's also tried to claim that.
It's every time the firing thing comes up, he claims it's Trump's fault. It's like, he didn't make people not watch you. Your unfunniness did that.
Well, we talked at this last year with the whole Stephen Colbert thing.
Right.
The late night talk show format has basically been dead since
Well, they killed it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, they killed it, but also, I mean, the internet.
Yes, but they killed it on purpose, is what I think a lot of people miss, and it happened because of the whole Conan O'Brien debacle.
Well, that and allowing that dipshit from South Africa to be in charge.
Well, but that's the Comedy Central side of things. That's a whole separate thing. But the network late night shows, when the Conan O'Brien thing happened, what happened was they put him in charge of what is it, the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and he was supposed to be the successor, but they decided that they didn't like it. He was a bit too edgy. Also, his ratings weren't through the roof, so they
He's also way too tall.
Yeah, so they brought Leno back and fired him. And the boomer audience that did like those kind of late night shows, and even the Gen X audience that was still into it, also they were the only ones left, and they lost a lot of trust in it. And the corporations at this point in relation to late night comedy decided that there was never going to be a Conan O'Brien situation again, in that they were never going to let one of these guys hold the network hostage. Now, they have forgotten that. But for a while, that was the aim, to keep these guys as safe and low-key and not as popular. Gives them less power, because they're looking at it more the way like streamers look at their stream nowadays, as content, right?
Yeah. Well, look, like the big thing
late
about
night
like
comedy
Carson,
is just content to them. They usually don't care about the quality of it.
well, that was the thing is with Carson, for example, like why was his show so special? It wasn't Ben Carson himself.
Yeah,
Or,
it was
Carson.
him as the host. It was Ed McMahon sitting there with him.
Right.
It was
the minor, there's the
genuine vibe he had with the audience. Let's say,
like the big thing was he had guests on, and he asked very basic, straightforward questions about obvious things that were in headlines and reinforced from public perception.
Yeah.
And then gave them a chance to talk about their art, right?
Yeah, or whatever the fuck they were selling.
Yeah, you ask for a second about their well, no, you let them shill at the end, but the great thing about him was that he specifically would ask them about their process in the most basic. First, it would be, hey, what's this headline story? Then it's like, hey, I heard you're working.
How did that happen? How did you come up with that?
Like?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
his job isn't to be there, being the guy. Like the monologue thing used to just be like a minute or two, and it became fucking 20 minutes for no good reason.
Yeah.
A minute or two, and like there are points where people didn't even like the monologue part of the show because half the jokes would bomb because they were writing them the same day. That's the other thing is these comedy shows used to have a sense of deadline and in place and time too.
And humor.
Well, yeah, that and good writers. My God, good comedy writers. That's not something Hollywood can even dream of.
I loved it when they had the strike and the fucking shows got funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you guys don't understand what you just did.
They won't just replace you with AI if you strike again, right? And it still be funnier somehow.
It would be really funny because it'd be the same shitty corporate safe jokes every time.
Exactly.
And then you go, ha! This is why I stopped watching. You change the channel.
Yeah, and that
actually no. I think if they switched out those corpo safe writers for AI, it would be edgier.
Yes.
Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly, sure, due to the hallucination effect. But again, the content they would be training them on would be
garbage.
Those same shit writers, yeah.
Garbage, yeah. If I were to try and train a comedy writing model, I would be getting nothing that was made in color first and foremost. And then
I'd start off with the Weatherman skits by Hippy Dippy Weatherman from George Carlin. Right after he stopped doing all the turtle jokes in the suit. He stopped being such a good boy.
If you start there, you're missing most of comedy, bro. You'd start with vaudeville. Start with the Marx Brothers. Start with Three Stooges. Start with Lucille Ball. Start with
Lucille Ball would be a good one.
He's always playing golf. Bob Hope. Oh my God, Bob Hope and Dean Martin telling jokes. Man, comedy goes way before George Carlin. That's modern shit.
You get some Don Rickles in there.
Yeah.
Don Rickles is always the man. That's true.
Oh my God. If you were to train an AI just based off of Don Rickles,
how quickly would it converge with Little Nicky though? Here's Rickles covered in bees.
Well, but that's only because Little Nicky's been stealing his jokes for fucking 10 years.
Little Nicky is a movie. I'm not referring to some.
I meant he would converge on Nick Fuentes though with his jokes, Don Rickles, but only because Nick Fuentes has been stealing his material.
With the whole trans phenomena, like the jokes he would have about that little creosote. Are you kidding me?
Well,
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, we're all supposed to be rooting for him now because he pushed an old lady.
Yeah, but she was
I'll push you.
The moment he opened that door and walked out to her, all the self-defense shit went away.
Yeah.
He sprayed her in the face, pushed her down the stairs, and stole her phone and smashed it.
I had my yeah, he pushed her down. It's just like if somebody rang my doorbell and I did that, I'd certainly go to jail.
Now, in that situation, again, it's two retards fighting. Like, they're both equally execrable people, in my estimation. Like,
I don't know much about the lady.
She's one of those SJW pieces of shit.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's the other thing is these people flagged for PvP.
Right.
Nick Fuentes, I'm sorry, but if Nick Fuentes hasn't flagged himself for PvP, who has?
The fucking funny one was when he had that call in later. The cop shows up and he says, "I'm not a white nationalist. I'm half Mexican." It's like,
yeah,
buddy.
The funniest part was at the point where one of the guy showed up in a green outfit with a sign that said "Nick's body, my choice."
Yeah. Now, to be clear, he isn't a white nationalist. He's a Christian nationalist, but he's also a white supremacist. There's a difference.
Yes.
I say it like I'm not a technical man. I know you're Mr. Sciencey. I just call it like I sees it, And I see that he's one of those queer-mosexual Nazis.
In the words of what's his face from Harry Potter, you're a faggot, Dickie.
And you're not supposed to trust a queer-mosexual. I done read that in the Bible.
You're not.
Or did you read it in the original Hibra? Or did you read it in that other shit?
I don't know. It's the old one from Paul.
He read it in the King James.
It's got the family tree in it. It's the spine of the book.
Yeah.
He got it from his grandpappy's grandpappy's grandpappy in the old country.
He got it from that garage sale where it smelled kind of funny back in the 20s.
That's right. Well, that's why we found
that'd
the
be the
bag of
Dust
weed
Bowl,
hidden
not
in
someone
it.
doing something weird with it.
Man, what I would do for a bag of like 1920s jazz weed, that'd probably kick so much ass.
I don't know. They did a lot of selective breeding to get to the stuff that's present today.
I mean, that's true, right? But those dudes got so much. I mean, plus maybe they're just tolerant.
They were
level
just
too.
smaller people back then too. They didn't eat as much because starvation.
I don't know. I'm pretty hungry.
I mean, we did not become what would probably be characterized as an obese country until relatively recently. Like, maybe you could argue as far back as the mid 70s.
Yeah,
everything before that was people who were not eating enough.
My friend.
Well, it's why we had
the phrase. They played horns.
It's why we had the phrase for the big farmhand Americans, the ones who got enough to eat. We called them corn-fed for a reason. Yeah, your corn-fed farmer. That's because he's a 6'2" jack motherfucker. Because he got all the beef he needed.
Well, we also got horn-fed guys, and that's because they blow real hard, so they got a big-ass gut. Kind of a trope.
Yeah, there was that too.
All I'm saying is I would smoke on some 1920s jazz musician weed. I probably wouldn't get as high as I would like, but that'd be fine.
No. You're probably better off drinking some of the alcohol back then because they didn't give a fuck about percentages, really.
Yeah, but they also didn't give a fuck about... that was
what a lot of them were doing.
Putting like a little bit of poison in it on occasion. Right?
Well, that's the thing is they didn't always distill it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what the heads part of that, leaving that in does to you, that'd be all the methanol. That's the wood alcohol you're not supposed to be drinking because it'll make you go fucking blind.
Yeah,
that puts holes in your brain.
Yeah, that's
the good shit right there.
That's why they act all funny, and it tastes sweet too. So it's not like they'd notice it.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That's like always the trope of he drank White Lightning and then went blind. So,
that's a different White Lightning as opposed to nowadays.
Yeah,
that's true. But also, the biggest common one that because that's a rare case thing even back then. But what was more common then that people don't talk about is we're talking about the standards and practices of the business of bootlegging now.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't always properly get rid of all the detergents that they used to clean the machinery.
Nope.
And so a common thing that you'd get if you went into a speakeasy is diarrhea.
Yeah, well, that also comes with being an alcoholic, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, and so it's like extra diarrhea, you see? Because there's alcoholics... and then they're constantly drinking soap.
Yep. Not
going to kill you. Probably not going to do all that much damage. But you're going to shit your brains out. And if you look at it like day-to-day reports from speakeasies, this was a thing I forget where I saw it, but the
bathroom
were
was constantly
writing down about people having shit themselves in the bathroom to a degree that it suggests that there was probably a lot more soap in fucking shit.
That also comes with getting blasted. Is if you pass out on the toilet with your pants still up, you're gonna have stuff running out the bottom of them.
That's right. Then the side and everywhere else. Maybe you hunch over and it comes out the back and up the wall.
Gross!
Well, come on, like you haven't had a kid with a diaper blowout.
Oh, no.
That is a hell of a lot different from a grown-ass man.
Not when he's drunk. It's very similar at that point. When the grown
it's
ass
coming out
man
as
is
chocolate pudding.
he's on the
Oh,
he's
God.
on the toilet, but he's not shitting in the toilet. He is that drunk. He is not too dissimilar from a baby at that point.
Maxine, you're in the presence of 4 grown men who you should know behave exactly like toddlers about this stuff.
What?
Facts.
Why do I feel like you know this from personal experience, Max?
I mean, this is just something you gotta know.
All right,
You-
I have had to go
Sam,
into the
you've
women's
never
bathroom.
shit yourself drunk before?
Sam, I've had to go into the women's bathroom,
I have pissed myself.
pull a woman's
drunk.
pants up over her ass because she was mid-bathroom when she decided to pass out, and carry and drag her out like a fireman to get her to the car and then take her home. Thankfully, I
time
wasn't
we
alone
found
because that was the fucking story. But like, good God,
My friends, we were drinking 151, which is 151 proof.
that's my favorite rum.
Yeah, and my boy took a couple shots, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna walk home." It's like a block away. It's like a block away, and we're all drinking, so we don't think nothing of it, right? He's going home, okay, and we get a call from his mom later that he's like, we're all like 23, 20.
Where'd
he's
little
like,
Jonesy go? I thought he was coming home.
He's just old enough to drink, so it's not a common phenomenon, right? And it's like, oh fuck! All right, let's go. We found a search party. We're all drunk, looking for him all over the neighborhood. It's cold and there's snow on the ground, so it shouldn't be too fucking far, right? He's upside down in a bush, passed out.
Yep.
Just the neighbor's bush.
I used to bring 151 with me, so I played lacrosse in undergrad for 3 years. I used to bring a bottle of Bacardi 151 with me, and we do flaming shots. And I'm blessed with I'm blessed and cursed, I should say, because it really does suck and it's expensive to get drunk. I'm cursed with a high tolerance and a high threshold, so I'm not even gonna start getting drunk till I'm like, 5 or 6 shots of something in.
Unfortunately, I'm the same way.
And then I get hammered when I hit like 20 shots, which is not good because that's excessive. So
Yeah, and that kind
I
of
would bring 151 and I would do flaming shots, and I would just be like, "Hey man, you want to try and match me on this shit?" And I have these big guys
you need
just
to
get
do
hammered.
it quick too, so you get all fucked up at once, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we lost a game, we would do like a triple kegger. So,
Oh no.
yeah, it was fun.
So we had a drink for 151. It's Tech 9 Caribou Lou is the drink. So it's 151 Malibu rum and pineapple juice. And as the song goes, 2 hot cups will get her hot and out of her clothes, Sam.
So we used to have a shot that I would do because my buddy would always be like, "You won't do it," and I'd always be dumb enough to say, "Yeah, I will." It's called liquid cocaine. It was Rumpelmints, Goldschlager, Jägermeister, and 151, quarter each. And those were fucking fun shots. It's all my favorite flavors in one. So he sits there, he's like, "You won't do it." It's like, "Yeah, well, you get one too." And I'd drop it and love it, and he'd pop it back, and he doesn't like black licorice. And he'd be like, "Oh, God."
Motherfuckers act like I'm crazy. I go get a 40 of St. Ides. I drink one of them. I'm like, nah, it's $4.
Dude, that's so awesome though, because it's once you start paying for it, right? It's like $4 to get drunk. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, one more thing.
Counting like half a handle.
If I'm feeling feisty.
One more thing. I have to ask you: have you ever had to drive your wheelchair drunk? Oh, that's right. You can't because I think it's a literal felony where you are.
Yeah, don't ask him to incriminate himself, you bastard.
I plead the fifth.
Well,
only on the moon where he's allowed to use it and his robot jetpack arms.
He pleads the fifth.
Why I have certainly operated a wheelchair.
Was it motorized at the time? Because I think that's a critical distinction.
I have totally operated a motorized wheelchair, completely fucking smashed, stoned. It's fun.
I've never operated it. I've never operated it stoned.
Your dad was laughing at me that
I have.
one time. Yeah, when I was drunk riding around in his wheelchair.
Oh my god, yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like, Sam, I'm drunk driving.
I basically did the same. I basically did the same thing.
I mean, they thing could get up to like 5 miles an hour, Sam. It's no joke.
And
No, oh no. Mine gets up to 6 miles per
Woohoo.
you have
hour.
to try
I've
and
never-
visually imagine this. It's a big, like, reddish, chair, and it has these two poles sticking up the back with medium-sized American flags on them.
Yeah.
There's a backpack on the back. There are at least 15 different types of keychains of cartoon characters.
He decked his chair out.
Poop. Not even lying. Poop emojis was one of his favorite fucking things in the world. I loved my dad. And my drunk ass husband is driving around.
Yeah, like,
in this,
I'm drunk
honking the
driving.
horn, saying he's drunk driving.
Did he tip it out? Did he tip it over?
No.
No, I just did like
Okay.
mini donuts.
Neither did I, but I do know someone else who they somehow got so drunk that they tipped their electric wheelchair over. I think they hit a curb or something.
Yeah, well,
I've tipped my manual chair over in the middle of the street.
it was her dad's chair was meant for a man larger than myself, though, so
Yeah.
it was pretty sturdy. It's just one of those moments I was like, can I drive the wheelchair? And see, I never asked to do that, so he said yes.
Mine felt like a roller coaster. That was when I was drunk. So pro tip: if you don't feel like shelling out $75, just get like a go-kart and then get smashed.
I mean, go-kart and smashed sounds like a preferable time anyway, isn't it?
So there's a place down here called Fun Spot.
That's called bumper cars, Sam.
I think Sam might know of it. There's a place down here called Fun Spot,
Yes.
and it has go-kart racing.
Yes.
And they're the typical governor limited 50cc pieces of junk, but they're fucking fun, especially if you get your ass hammered right before you go in.
That is called
Speaking
bumper
of getting
cars.
it all to hit at once, it's about 45 minutes for alcohol to fully hit you. If you just out in the parking lot down your bottles and then head in,
Right.
it's harder
Well,
for them to throw you out when you're on the track, man.
See, sometimes that's the problem though. It's like I've used that strategy at different places. There's a fun time that my brother got kicked out of a concert on account of me being dumb. We were gonna wait in line, and it was the release party. It was the Tempest, right? Tempest release party, ICP's album, and there was wrestling and shots and all kinds of goodies. I was a kid. It was St. Patrick's Day, and there was a blizzard out. So I'm out pre-gaming at the Palladium in Worcester, and we're gonna walk around to get in line. And I'm walking down the street. I stop to tie my shoe. My brother, who is of age, but did not have his ID in his fucking pocket, I hand him my 40, which isn't even open yet. I'm like, okay, you hold this. Da-da-da-da. And they're like, he's underage. I'm like, no, he's not. He wouldn't show us his ID. I was like, did you leave your ID in the fucking car? So, like, they dumped out my fucking 40. Fucking bitch ass cops. And they kicked my brother out for the night. Even though he could have gone and got his ID out of the fucking car and showed him, they didn't arrest him or nothing. So he's waiting out in the blizzard. Because I had to tie my shoe and thought, hey, hold my beer. Actually, though, we tried 3 different times to sneak him in, and one time we got him in, we painted his face.
I painted.
Yeah, she painted his face, and he got in past, and then this one bouncer, the one that saw us outside, immediately spotted him and walked right up to him and was like, "You're out!" And I yelled at the fucking manager of the establishment. Good times. I was a little drunk. We saw a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest that night, Sam. Shout out to Zach Gowen.
Hey, don't underestimate those one-legged men. They can still get around just with one leg.
Yeah, he wrestled
So.
somebody who was doing backflips and shit.
Yeah. So, Craig, since you're here, and since
Yes,
we've
sir.
been talking AI so much, I think it's pretty prescient because apparently the I guess the lawsuit between Elon Musk and OpenAI has taken off
Finally.
today, and just to kind of give you a summary, Elon's. I don't know if this lawsuit is going to go as well for Elon as he thinks, because his kind of premises is that he doesn't want AI to turn into basically the Terminator.
Well,
And
I think his basic premise for the lawsuit going in is that he was defrauded by
Yeah.
the promises made to him as far as what his money would go to, how the company would operate. It's going to be a non-profit. It became for profit. It's going to keep everything open source to closed source. The open and OpenAI stands for open source. So
Yeah.
an open source non-profit turns into a closed source for-profit model company. That seems to me to be just kind of open and shut as far as the on the face publicly described nature of the agreement. But that there might be specific wording. It's going to come down to contract law and to what was actually agreed upon between parties.
Yep. And
Which is unfortunately nothing to do with AI and
And will
100% to do with two egos.
the dullest part of the case.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
completely, yeah. And it's unfortunate. It's the same with some of the like music industry lawsuits with the different AI companies now. Suno has made a deal with Warner Music Group, so they're going to train off of licensed Warner Music now.
Nice.
And then Udio, I think, did Universal Music Group, but the difference I would point out is that Udio, I think it's called Udio, is a closed garden, so you can't, you're not allowed to publish your songs anywhere but on their platform.
That would kind of suck.
See, that's just fucking annoying because, now, again, the technical aspect is you're not actually making the music, they are.
Right.
You're providing the prompt. And so at the end of it, they still have the ability, because it's as always, read the contracts you sign, right? My guess is that they claim, effectively sole ownership of the product they produce based off of your prompt. And that the only thing you own going into that is the words you give it to make music.
Right. Whereas there are different
That's one
levels.
way to make money, I guess.
There are different levels with Suno, because you can publish it elsewhere, and so like you could publish it as this is AI generated, like you're saying, or also because it is a functional DAW in and of itself, is you could have a mixed where you're using AI and human input, but And so because of that, they're able to more easily have deals with distributions and things like that. But they are having, like, one thing I've got an email for, Sam, is coming to it, is Spotify in particular is beta testing AI disclosure, and they also have 3 levels of no AI. You know what that means. AI generated. You know what that means. And then they have what they call mixed, which is where you use some AI generation in the process, an indeterminate amount.
Yeah, and that's Amazon's kind of messing around with a similar thing for books as well.
And
So
so, not anyone currently publishing with Spotify, but certainly Apple is beta testing it as well. They are going to be requiring disclosure by the end of this year.
well, they all well Amazon already does require disclosure for books at least. So
Right. And
I
this is why I'm saying Udio or whatever it is that signed the deal with UMG, Universal Music Group. That's why they are a closed garden where you can't publish it outside of their platform except for personal use.
It's just the RIAA getting in there early.
Yeah.
Right, that's what's going to happen. The double A, and look, you're going to see the same thing in movies. The double A mafia is nothing if not predictable in this kind of
Can I
stuff.
clue people in on something about the fucking music industry? They don't want the disclosures to be very particular. They don't want them to expose that a lot of their artists have been using AI since before it was available to the general public in so many ways for at least the past 5 years. That they
yeah,
actually don't. It's funny because the
Well,
dance that they're
fuck,
playing
man,
is
auto tune.
the record industry wants to control it in a way of they want disclosure because that gives them more control.
Yep.
However, they don't want disclosure because their artists don't want to be exposed as having been used AI for a long time already. So it'd be interesting to see how it all lands at the end of the day, because they're making, instead of making a universal deal to deal with AI, they're doing licensing deals. So again, Suno got Warner Music Group, Udio has Universal Music Group, and then Sony is planning to integrate some form of music AI into its Magic's DAW, digital audio workstation software. So
yeah.
the big three music groups are all planning to have their own AI.
Well, and on my end, I mean, indie authors can complain as much as they want to about AI, but as I've said for years at this point, I mean, if you don't think the publishers are using AI for editing, at least in just not disclosing it.
Well, it's funny for me with music, Sam, because everybody like pointed out and had a goof about auto tune, but it that is just a tool the AI is using for among many, but it's just one. And they've been using all of these different tools that the AI has access to. Like Craig was saying, you're taking a prompt, the AI is going in and using those tools, but those tools have been there and they've been used
Yeah.
to tighten up. They use pattern based loop creation where they have a bunch of samples. This was built into, I want to say it was built into Sony Magic's in like 2021, where you could just take a pool of samples and have it build them into a song for you based on a template.
Yeah.
Like the music industry doesn't want full disclosure about AI, because then they would be disclosing that a lot of their top artists for the past 10 years have been using some form of AI.
Well,
Shit, I'd argue almost in the last 20.
Yeah, it's been close to 20 where they've been using the tools at the very least, a rudimentary form of the tools that are now, built into all of these AI.
well, that would ruin things for a lot of these for a lot of the music industry if they had to disclose all of a sudden.
For example, there's large suspicions that Eminem used AI heavily in the production of his last album because there's certain features. It's like called dimpling. That's pretty like it's inherent to a lot of AI music, and it's a thing that you can't like get rid of no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And so like, and that's Eminem. He's like the biggest artist, you know, one of the biggest artists in America. And I bet he did. I bet that his producer did that, right? Probably didn't even know himself. Because that's so common. Because, like I said, the Sony DAW digital audio workstation has had AI that will build you a beat in seconds for at least 4 or 5 years on the commercial available one, Sam. The one that a scrub like me can get, not the one that Dr. Dre can get.
Yeah, I mean it. Well, yeah, it's amazing what even we can get just using AI.
Well, and that's one of the things that they're not liking about that's why the music industry has a bunch of different feelings about AI, is because it's a democratization that they can't really do anything about.
Yeah, well,
Because
same with
especially the younger people don't even know the difference or care. And
Facts.
that's how it's always been with music.
yeah, well, same with publishing. Now I would say it's not as much of an issue with young people, just because unfortunately young people just don't read as many books.
Well, we'll
Um,
change that, Sam.
Specifically, Sam's books.
Yeah, they
People
should be
should
reading,
read.
especially, you know, a healthy masculine male should be reading his book.
they
I don't know
they
what age you would say, Sam. What's the age rating on the book there?
I would say about, like, 14 and upwards.
There you go. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, is that's the music we've been making, PG-13, and people seem to think it's a bit edgy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
I'm
don't know. You weren't here, Craig. Have you ever seen the show Code Monkeys?
Why does it sound familiar?
It's like a video game themed show with South Park humor. Like all
Well, in
the
that case,
artwork,
I'm just going to assume I haven't.
and it was on G4. It was their animated
That's
show.
why I haven't.
It was good. It's pretty
Oh
funny.
well.
Anyway, Sam wrote a book, and his book is. I'm gonna say this: you touch on some pretty hot button issues in that book, as if we haven't pointed that out a billion times.
Yeah, well, that it's something I keep pointing out because shit keeps happening that makes it more relevant. So yeah, American Inferno available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Also available for pre-order now. I'll have to pull this up towards the end of the show, but I have a Vietnam era novella coming out at the end of May too. So a prequel to the Shadows of Deception saga.
Pre-shadows.
That's dope.
Sort of like pre-cum.
Well, I mean,
No, it's great. Keep going.
and that's why I pay Max the big bucks, is to make offhanded comments.
You
like
pay him the big bucks to be a human shield.
well, that's true. Although
Not from
Shmuley,
anyone in particular, just Maxine.
although Shmuley says that he should be doing that for free, but I'm like, nah. We'll pay him extra. So, which
Yeah, but then he spent it all on
I mean, Max is 6'5". He's human shield size.
Yeah, but he spent it. That extra money, he spent it. He got these 4 Brazilian midgets to carry him around on a throne. Pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Well,
Did
that
they
is
do cartwheels?
that is the most Shmooly thing that Shmooly would do.
Yeah, he said they had to be Brazilian midgets. I was like, we could probably find some Mexican midgets, but that wasn't enough.
But yeah, basically, it's looking like this whole lawsuit, if you want to call it that, is actually going to be a lawsuit, and I don't think anything is going to come of it, really.
I mean, we'll see how far it goes. Again, like it depends on what
Is
they
anybody
did in
accused in
contracts.
it of raping their own wife?
Right.
Sorry, Sam. I'll take this. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we do know that Grok raped Will Stancil.
Yo, Will Stancil was connected to the shooter, Sam. Can you believe this?
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
Well, they
Via Blue
conversed,
Sky, I think.
They were
Oh.
like
conversed in one direction
Blue
on
Sky
Blue Sky.
homies.
Yeah,
the guy with 3 first names quote posted Will Stancil at least the once.
yeah. Well,
But I think a review of his activity showed he
somebody
was
has
doing it a
to
lot.
do something?
Oh, good grief! Yeah.
Sorry.
well,
It do be like that, Mr. Mansfield.
Well,
I didn't mean to make that sound like I was putting down. I was like, yeah.
well, I mean,
But so good.
I mean, at this point, can we just get the entire like Blue Sky website like investigated at like I feel like anyone who
Sam, would you want to investigate that den of sin?
It doesn't need investigation, Sam.
Just
What it
shut
needs is a
down.
good old-fashioned 4chan gore raid.
It needs to be old Yellard. A gore raid's a good idea, though. Hold on.
yeah.
It's like,
Before we shut it
I just
down,
brought up a memory that didn't exist for a while, didn't I?
it's like, let me hear this guy out now. Hold on.
Like, you thought Tumblerinos were fragile. Holy shit. Blue Sky is a shattered Fabergé egg. Tread carefully over there.
Well, see, we could, like, if we're bringing back asylums, we could build one specifically for people that have a Blue Sky account.
I think they call it Blue Sky.
Yeah, but we'll
I
call
know, I
it
get
that,
what you mean.
and we'll call it the Blue Sky Free Range Commune and Organic Vegetable Farm.
No,
But really, it's just an asylum, and so they'll come on their own.
what you do is you give it you append at the end of it one of those calming generic names where you know that it's like a terrible place, like Shady Acres. Like call it Blue Sky Pasture or something, or Blue Sky Plantation, and just guarantee that everyone knows.
You got to put anarcho-communist paradise somewhere in there, so they'll
That could
come.
be subtitle.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe what they call it on the inside when they go down with the United States, death to America. Be like, yes, Jan, it's okay. You walked out of your room. Here's your Haldol.
Well, and the beauty is when they get there, we're gonna have them live like communists. So it's not gonna cost much because we don't have to feed them.
Now, if they lived like communists, they'd be killing people because they didn't have enough money once they ran out of everyone else's.
Right. Exactly. So we're just not going to give them any money. We're not going to give them any food. And we'll put them in a fucking asylum and see what happens. Live like communists.
Do you expect them to use a phone book, sir, to cleave through someone else's skull? It's way too dull to do that. You'd have to give them epoxy and a carving knife, which they ironically would not use to hurt someone else because they'd be too busy carving their sword from the epoxy phone book.
But the beauty is that it won't happen right away. So for a little while, maybe days, maybe months, we'd have all the most annoying Karens and hippies in the whole world in one place, and we could film it and see what happens.
I just can't wait until they gut Hassan Piker, because
No, I would make him the warden and let him run it as he sees fit. Obviously,
well, that's what I'm saying though. They would gut him because he's he's the rich.
he can put shock collars on everybody, Sam.
I mean,
It'd be his dream. He can run the commune of all the blue sky people. He gets to be in charge. But nobody's allowed to leave, and that's the only rule.
I mean, if you were allowed to put shock collars on everyone in the blue sky utopia, like the power grid would be
You get the battery operated shock collars. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But also,
oh man, what's
You have
that?
to open up another plant in the middle of China to make all the batteries, but
Yeah. What's that?
They don't
movie
need the
where
premium stuff.
Colors explode, though. We
I
got to
mean-
do some of those. If you try to run away, it explodes your head. Yeah. And then you just let Hassan run this commune as he sees fit, and I'm sure it will be utopia, right?
oh sure, it's not like any of the prisoners will try and unalive him.
Well, the Will Stancil is going to be his biggest problem, right? Because somebody's got to do something.
Of course.
Isn't it weird that one Reddit mod that rang the guy's doorbell and then invaded his house looks exactly like the Nothing Ever Happens meme guy? It's almost like guys that look like that are trying to make things happen. It's weird, huh?
It's very weird how that happens.
That's because God favors the funny, Sam.
That definitely is true. God also favors the righteous, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, our enemies are retarded backs.
This
Yeah.
I've known for years. I mean, I'm retarded too, but the difference is that I know that I'm retarded.
Yeah, but like on a scale of retards, Max, you have like a 147 IQ compared to.
Well,
you see,
hold on.
there's
On
a
the
point at which you're
retard
too
scale-
stupid to know you're retarded.
Yeah,
And-
on the retard scale, scoring really high would make me stupid, though.
So I got you.
Because he is 7 standard deviations out from the norm. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're super low. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing it by the retard scale, it goes the other way, right?
Yeah. No. That was my mistake. So.
I'm like a hard 72.
Yeah. No.
I said 65.
I'd say.
That boy's mega tarded. Damn.
That's Somalian, dude.
Yeah, but when you flip it back to the normal scale, it's really high. See, it's just that our
I'm glad
retard
I'm
brains
lost
work
right now.
different than you, Craig. You
I'm
have
glad
to
I'm
bear
lost.
with us, okay?
Don't-
Sometimes we need naps.
No, I don't need to bear with
Tendy.
you. I don't need to bear with you. I bear with the woods. That was
Don't
a
worry.
Polish joke. Leave it alone.
I had tendies.
Don't worry. We all get lost on occasion. So.
If you just
Look.
followed the tendies, you'll find your way home.
If a bear shits in the woods and a woman isn't there to realize she made a poor choice, did it really happen?
if a woman comes across a bear in the woods, she should be very happy. Obviously, that's what women have told us the last couple of years.
The stupid ones.
The ones that are about to be ate by a bear, yeah. And I'm
You know
here
what's
for it.
funny is all the videos of women encountering bears that came out at that time.
You know them bitches would take a
Oh,
selfie.
God.
At least we get some entertainment out of it.
Yeah, in front of the bear too, so that you can't really see it all the way.
Yeah.
I definitely love the meme though of the bear hugging the man because the
It's okay, bro. She was so mean to me.
me yeah me too that's the I feel that
Well, that's the irony of the whole scenario with the women that they don't get is that literally the odds are the bear is more scared of them.
Unless it's Mama Bear.
yeah
Mama Bear don't give a shit. Mama Bear's mad.
oh yeah
Even the hold on though, that's only if you're like close enough to her kids to be a threat though. If they're just off in the woods a distance away and they see people, they'd be scared.
Oh yeah, they avoid you.
yeah
Yeah.
or if you're
Generally, unless it's
Yeah.
breeding season.
You
They just gotta
what it
run.
is you got to come up on them by surprise, essentially, and be close enough to their cubs. So people say in between. It's
Now
not in
this
between.
this is like
Just close
black
enough
bears.
to their cubs for them to perceive you as a threat.
this covers black bears and brown bears and some other mid-range bears. This does not cover the two worst predators on the planet. Yeah, we're not number one or two. That would be grizzly bears and polar bears.
oh yeah
Polar
gri-
bears see humans as food, like
No.
actively hunt us, which is
I'll give you
hilarious
that.
and scary as
But-
fuck.
But we have nuclear bombs.
True, we could take out their entire
Like
population.
they
I think with
exist
like 5.
because we allow it.
But there
Or we
of
could
the
make,
predators out there. Of predators out there, they're the only predator, polar bears, that actively seek out humans to consume them.
Well, look,
Grizzly bears, it's always by
Tasty.
accident. Well, I mean, look, they got the relatively fat Inuits up there. I can see why they developed the flavor for us, but like at the same time,
oh,
goddamn
and
guys,
usually
you have harpoons. Fight back.
there's like a fire nearby, so it smells nice and good. They could eat the Eskimo, cozy up by the fire.
Look, man,
Sounds like
Dogs
heaven to a
figured it
polar
out.
bear.
dogs figured it out. If you leave the human alive, they get more food for you.
Oh, that's true, but
Like, you gotta realize, when an alien shows up in the distant future, it's gonna be just like fucking Battlefield Earth, where they said, look at this superior species in the back of the vehicle. Obviously, they commanded the humans. And it's just a dog in a convertible. Look at him being towed around in his chariot by the foolish humans. It's clearly a
if I
superior
was
race.
a polar bear, I would eat Eskimos too. It sounds like the best day ever if you're a polar bear.
well no what,
Motherfucker, Eskimo pie. Now we know.
That's right. That's where it come from. It's It's crunchy on the outside, then you get to the good part inside.
well no look what we have to do is we have to do what the okay well, what
Go
got thrown first off I'm curious what was that a shoebox that got thrown or
Was some type of soda can box, but empty.
oh really she threw the whole soda can box at you
Where's the kitchen sink? We got.
Per-
When's
The
the
last
spaghetti coming?
place you'd look for it in the kitchen.
Oh,
one
shit.
of these days, I expect that she's going to throw the kitchen sink at you, Max.
Is she gonna steal it from Elon?
That
After
is
they let him in, right?
yeah, that is a deep cut there, but yeah, she probably will.
This is mine. You run.
But yeah, no, what we need to take a book from the Ruskies pages and like just train polar bears to like, you know, I mean we can ride them.
Well, they don't do polar bears. They do the Kodiaks.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody's. There's like a few people that have successfully trained a polar bear. There's like that one fucking old guy who has a swimming pool. He lets his bear go hang out in, and I think that's like it. Everyone else gets eaten.
Well, and probably because the bear recognizes that guy is old, so he's probably too tough to eat.
I mean, this guy goes up and like body hugs this polar bear and gives him a rub down like he's a big fucking dog.
Yeah, and what do we
Yeah,
need?
it's a rescue,
polar
though. Like, I
bears
get it.
for, Sam? We're gonna have mechs sooner or later. We already got drones. And the thing is about mechs and drones. Think about the combination there, Sam. Do you actually think we're gonna have to have people in the mechs? No.
No.
Warfare becomes video games. Japan was right again. Damn.
And that's why Japan will probably rise again.
That's right.
So,
World War anime is gonna be off the chain, Sam.
You know, it's fine because they can go once again from being the land of the rising sun to the land of the three rising suns. If that's the way they want to go about it.
And then Mort will get his
No, they're our bitch though, so we're gonna have the cool mechs, obviously.
As long as they're working with us,
I'm just saying
I'm fine with that.
Japan wins in that they predicted that there would be wars where you use a fucking controller to have mechs fight each other.
I predict this will go very much like the attempts by foreign nations to replicate the Mark I suit from Iron Man, where you saw several of them have very interesting mishaps, including the one guy who got twisted in half.
Yeah.
That's fucking progress, Craig.
It comes with sacrifice. You're damn right.
You're a scientist who say you would not get ripped in half to test a cool Iron Man suit on account of it would be cool. Are you going to
I would absolutely not do that.
And tell me that you would not try that?
I would not. I would just make a successful suit.
He would not. He would.
I'd just make the Mark I suit instead.
So make the suit.
I mean, I'm kind of making one for my printer. It's not going to be automated, but it's going to be a freaking.
Well, actually,
I need fucking blasters, at least.
Well, actually, Craig would want to make the Mark III when it's all refined and shit, because the Mark I is what.
Yeah, but you need a motherfucker to get ripped in half to get there, Craig. That's how science works.
Well,
yeah, leave that to the Chinese who copy our shit and do it worse.
That's true. Chinese people will get ripped in half for no fucking reason.
They'll do like 500 of them just to see if it happens on the 500th time.
That's true. And then you just steal their research the same way they do to us.
Yeah. So what we're saying is the Chi-Coms are completely expendable based.
Well, you see, communists are people, they're property of the state.
Obviously.
Right. Yeah, no, Craig's right. Yeah, they aren't people.
They're property of the state.
Yeah.
So.
And that's not. I'm not saying that. I think the
That's
Chinese
what they say.
people should.
I think they're people.
People.
I think they're people. They don't.
No, they.
That's not my decision. That's their free will to exercise that.
And that's
although
because,
I suppose that's the state's free will.
And that's sure how because we just didn't nuke Beijing when we had the chance.
Or just keep China when England had the chance.
Yeah.
I prefer the nuking Beijing scenario. It worked in Japan.
That's because they didn't have nukes.
Well, but when I'm talking about the time period when Douglas MacArthur wanted to do it, they didn't have
okay.
nukes then either. Only we
That's
did.
fair.
And the Russians almost did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just drop one right in the middle and it goes.
That would have been.
Pow!
That would have been. That would have been very interesting between Beijing and Moscow. Like, that would have been one of those great ones. Just like, yeah, we're gonna come visit you shortly, and then just the visit's just the shadow coming in. What's that? Oh God.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have been.
Then you'd have people over here going, "That's diplomacy, motherfucker."
Yeah.
It's just because there's always Chinese sounding music playing somewhere in China, so it just happens.
Well, I mean, be fair, it's not usually that. That's more of a Hong Kong thing. It's usually the fucking Chinese national anthem.
It's a joke, man.
No, but he doesn't get jokes.
Is that an engineer joke?
That was Maxine blowing a gasket.
You know, the older I get, the more I relate to Scar.
Who's Scar?
From The Lion King. I'm surrounded by idiots or whatever.
Oh, I thought you meant you were going to kill the father.
Yeah, come on, no, it's where he goes,
I'm
I'm
the father.
surrounded by idiots.
That's it.
Okay, now
Sam.
now she's going to throw the kitchen sink at Max.
I'm working on it.
Told you.
I mean, if you think about it, a nuke really is the practical way there, because it does mean no worries.
Yeah.
And no troubles in our day.
That's right. And Guar made a great point, is like, what's the point of having the most beautiful weapon of destruction ever and just not using it?
Guar also sung about fucking an animal.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And fucking a fish.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of, Cenk Uygur wants to
Speaking of fucking animal, everybody, Cenk Uygur.
I mean, if you could have just leapt off of the fucking a fish comment, because that would have been completely different.
Cenk Uygur wants to legalize bestiality.
Well, no, he's very specific about his bestiality. He wants it so that if you're pleasuring the animal, then it's legal.
Oh.
But how the fuck would he know that? I want him to give us a detailed breakdown of how you know.
Well,
is he really just KK in disguise?
well, Craig, some people like myself would say that Cenk Uygur is an animal. So that's how
humans are definitionally animals. But we're pretty sure right now that when he talks about bestiality, he's talking about non-humans. I want to know I want him to give a detailed account for the public, the same way he used to talk about how women are all whores on his blog. I want him to give a detailed account on how he knows whether or not he is pleasuring an animal. Like, what are the signs and manifestations of this? And what animals count? Like, what are the contours of this legalized bestiality he's a fan of?
Right, well, you're going to come across an animal of some variety that you couldn't tell, right? Like
I'm pretty sure that would be all of them except for humans. Because we're the only ones who can tell each other whether or not something is pleasurable.
Imagine that. The ability to communicate, and not only that, but the determination in our society of rights is not only the ability to communicate, but the ability to, like,
consent.
Follow the rules.
Well,
no, like,
sure, rules, yes, but like the fundamentally, the ability to articulate of oneself sufficiently to be able to consent is a very human thing.
Right.
You can't get.
And we even declare some people probably not able to make that decision too. on account of them being like in a vegetative
Like,
state or
it's not
really
just
retarded.
allowing something, because any sufficiently cognizant animal can do that. Like, a dog can allow you to walk by without growling at you.
Right.
Like, it can let you into its home. But
Right.
a dog is not able to articulate to you what the act of giving consent is. And if
Well, I
you
believe with
consider
dogs is
this,
when they
we don't
sniff
let
your
children
blood.
do that either. Well, it's like children can consent to things by giving permission, but
Sometimes
they
they might
can't
hump your
consent by
leg.
articulating what consent is. You gave that back to her.
Well, no. But she won't get it this time. She'll find something.
Yeah. Also,
No, see, dogs are one of the easy ones. But what Cenk needs to
What do you mean
explain
by
to me
that?
is what would the signs of the pig has consented and is enjoying it be, or the
Well, and how far is he going to go with it? Like, does this cover, baby muskrats? Like, what
giraffes,
is the
zebras,
extent of this? Like, if he is
hippos.
Horse.
if he is attempting to sexually pleasure an ant, which does count as an animal because insects are animals, how does he know the ant consents to him touching it?
That's true.
Like, I don't want to know all of the details, but like what is the mechanical?
How do
Like,
you
it
know
just
when
it's
the
it's
blue whale's enjoying it?
telepathy maybe.
There you go. Now,
because it stops
that's
screaming.
fair game,
Kill
Sam.
Donald Trump.
We've established this, is that Charles Manson mind powers are real according to the courts. So telepathy is obviously real. And so, yeah, I guess you could just say you read the blue whale's mind and decided that they liked having sex.
Yeah.
You don't have to read their mind; they tell you their mind.
Also,
They don't have many thoughts.
Also, comment from Jed here. Code Monkeys was hilarious. So yeah, go and check that out. So, but yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it is past pumpkin hour at 11:36. So I will.
Come on, Evan. Evan always manages just to guilt you to stay on
Fucking hypnotist.
Well, yeah.
His method is to just keep talking, which fucks me over because I don't want to interrupt him.
And that's usually my method, but he doesn't mind interrupting me.
It's his.
Oh, come on. Stay until midnight.
It's
and
his
rightly
voice.
so, because a lot of what I say is nonsense.
All right, you get till midnight, but I do have to leave then.
Well, that's understandable. So, let's see. What else is in the news this week? We have
Your guess is as good as mine, Sam, because I don't watch that crap.
Yeah. And people wonder why you're the co-host of the show. And it's because you're a great foil for me.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Henchman Goof earlier. Said exactly what I've been thinking the whole time. I don't actually give a shit about the quartering. I did reply to that and said, the only reason I gave a shit that people kind of hate him now is I figured maybe I would stop hearing about him. But wouldn't you know, people just seem to think that's a fruitful topic. It's like, yeah, he's a boring fraud sellout. Everybody shocked by this.
Well,
they're gonna beat this topic like he beats other topics.
Well,
well, then that's gonna make them just as bad as him, in my opinion.
Well, my whole take on that, Max,
I agree.
is that the reason why they're bringing it up as a topic is they're trying to restart like all of the e-drama streamer stuff again.
Yeah, which is a sign that they got nothing better to bitch about, which is actually a sign things are improving to some degree. But it is annoying. I don't know. tune out. I've mostly been just working on music, Sam, and real life stuff and the
Yeah,
show, and not really worrying about that. We did get our second album out this week, Dirty Duets, available now. So that was a lot of fun. I've been making other songs, not necessarily even all hip hop. I put out a rock song today you might like. It's called Break Away from the Screens.
that's
Over on my suno.com slash blame max.
I don't get it. What's the subtext here?
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know. It's really subtle.
yeah,
The Industrial Revolution was neither industrial nor revolutionary. Discuss.
that sounds super deep, Max. The deepest song ever, in fact.
Profound, you might say.
Very profound. Speaking of stuff that people have been working on.
Say screen addicts.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be a screen addict, Max, at least you can buy my books.
That's good, yeah.
You can go to Amazon and buy my books. Particularly, you can now pre-order my new upcoming novella, Blood in the Jungle, a Task Force Lazarus Cold War thriller. I don't have the paperback copy should be coming on Friday, but this one takes place in Laos in 1971. It's a prequel with John Ryder's father, James, as he attempts to liberate a POW camp in Laos. So that'll be out May 26th. Pre-order now. And the paperback will be available same day as publication. So
Nice.
there you go. So yeah, Max has been making music. I've been writing books. Craig's been doing engineering.
Maxine, and we've been doing the radio streams every week, getting quite a lot of viewers actually. She wants to do another one probably tomorrow night.
That's cool.
Awesome. And also
She
go
finished that diamond painting, so she's gonna start a new one.
and check out Evan's music show on Tuesdays that he does over on the Fake Untitled Odyssey channel.
Yeah. Oh, and we have our mystery media guy has been doing more shorts for us. We didn't just have the one Goomba short; we did have a series of them.
The Goomba one is pretty good though.
I like it. It's pretty fucking good.
And also, I might have a guest for you guys as well. I have a friend
awesome.
I have a friend named Henry Brown who's actually on the show on Monday, and he's an indie comic artist, and he just launched a Kickstarter campaign for his graphic novel. So
Oh well, I mean, definitely ping Evan, tell him about it.
yeah, I did ping him earlier.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
But yeah, indie comic books is another thing that is like a lost art form. So
Speaking of lost art forms,
Gay pornography. Sorry.
That is one of them. Actually, that ties in very nicely.
Sometimes it does.
There was a Supreme Court decision that was handed down today regarding redistricting.
Oh yeah, the Supreme Court.
Just, the far be it for the majority of the court to go, hey, dividing people up by race in your state seems kind of racist. The response the dissenting opinion was written by Kagan and joined by Sotomayor and Brown, and it consisted basically of one R followed by, God, it had to be like it was half the document of E's. Just a record-breaking screech of angry retard.
So
Like
we're getting
it's
thorn
fucking
levels
funny.
of tardation here.
It's just
Yeah,
fucking funny because like Sotomayor is like referencing the fact that Trump said Haiti is a shithole. I'm sorry, but have you fucking seen Haiti? After all these dipshits got done saying that from a boat off the coast Haiti looks pretty, we then got to hear about the trials and tribulations of the new leader of Haiti named Barbecue. He was named Barbecue because he cooks people and eats them. The cannibal.
Who are
And
you to judge the local culture, Craig?
I mean, look, I think it's fine if they want to have a culture run by cannibals wielding AKs and machetes. That's great for them. They happen to share an island with a competent country, and you can tell where one country ends and the other begins because all the green stuff stops and it becomes bare dirt. At the country, like it's very stark. So, like, all those people shut the fuck up when the Haitians were here eating the wildlife.
It looks an awful lot like a hole that you filled with shit.
Well, you see, Haiti is a paradise, unless you're a Haitian going back to Haiti. Then apparently it's the worst sentence you could give someone. It's a death
Somalia,
sentence if you're
too.
going
Isn't
back
that
to Haiti
weird?
as a Haitian.
It's the same thing with Somalia.
That one's pretty
paradise.
funny because
You
they
wanna
don't
send
even
them
try to
home.
defend Somalia very much because of all the fraud. They can't. They have Al Shabaab over there, which is ISIS Somalia edition.
Yeah, of course.
And
Quick aside,
our tax
Sam.
dollars ended up being the largest contributor to Al Shabaab, who's out there trying to kill us.
Congratulations, Sam, for not getting disconnected on the stream multiple times this week. That's nice that that's finally been fixed.
Yeah. It only took me harassing Rumble and them saying, "Oh, just don't connect it to locals," which we don't really have any supporters on locals anyway.
But
so-
don't they run locals? Rumble. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
A thought came to mind here.
We were
on the whole
talking
Haiti
about
thing.
how Ethiopia and Haiti are shitholes.
Well, the thought came to mind on the whole Haiti thing. You see, Conan O'Brien described Haiti as a wonderful place to visit. The funny thing is, I think he did that in the same way I described New York City as a wonderful place to visit,
Yeah.
but not to live.
Yes, that's one of
Probably
those,
how Doctors Without Borders describe a lot of places they go to.
It's one of those.
As an upstate New Yorker, I agree.
It's one of those both sides of your mouth jokes. It sounds like a compliment, but it's not.
But that's where Conan takes his dicks, though.
That's his lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Well, look, we were talking about gay porn earlier. We need to make sure we brought it up again.
Well, I mean, Steve Stratton says that Mexico is a nice place to visit, and it is.
A couple parts of it. There's at least 10 square miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, Mexico can be nice.
Cancun is
in
wonderful.
Areas, but yeah, it's a shithole in other areas, and it's essentially the government likes to take a back seat to the narcos. Is the fucking problem.
Well,
you haven't
noticed, Sam. There's been a few little angry protests in Mexico lately. That's on account of they are sick and tired of their government not doing shit.
Well, their government basically exists where the tourists are because that's how the government gets money. Everything because everything else is anarcho tyranny effectively.
Yep. But the touristy areas and like the rural farm areas where they can't fucking grow drugs are nice places.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
And some of the middle class Mexico isn't the worst place in the world to live compared to a lot of South America. It's getting better in some ways and worse in others. But compared to living here, it is a shithole. But hey, it's not Mexicans that have been coming across the border in droves for a long time, Sam. It's people from south of Mexico going through Mexico.
yep. Yeah, and smooth
Like,
brain.
oh, it might have anarcho tyranny, it might have the cartel problem, crime problems, and such. You also can get a job in a lot of places. There are factories now. There's a better quality life in Mexico proper than in a lot of these South American countries that are just fully drug dens, completely like Colombia, and Guatemala.
Oh, sure,
Until
sure.
recently, Venezuela and El Salvador, although things are a little up in
But
the air
I
about
gotta
what
tell
that's
you,
like
like
now.
Colombia's gotten a lot better. ELN and FARC have largely fucked off to the northeastern part of it.
Yeah, but I mean, for the people that don't understand this, most of the migrants, quote unquote, that you're seeing in the past like 10 years are not Mexicans.
Oh yeah, Mexico's just a corridor. It's funny. They actually have better documentation for immigration purposes in Mexico because Mexico doesn't like us. They
Yeah.
give them temporary visas at the southern border contingent upon not staying within the country for longer than basically the amount of time it takes to get to our border.
Yep.
They get like a month or whatever of being on visa.
And
And then
that's
because they're at our border, they say even with the Stay in Mexico program, they stay there illegally, but Mexico doesn't have the manpower to do anything about it and ship them back.
and that's what the protests were about. Is some of these illegals killed a lady, and the law enforcement didn't want to fucking do anything about it. They at one point were threatening to basically storm the fucking president's mansion.
Why
Like,
would they do something about it? Touching dead bodies is icky, right?
yeah.
Just fucking
Well,
wild.
and also they're stepping in the cartel's toes. They don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Like, see, I think it's really tragic that they haven't figured it out the same way that like we figured out legitimizing illegal. I don't want to say illegal businesses, or tradecraft doesn't have the right fucking connotation anymore. Like the speakeasies we talked about, we had the run runners,
Yeah.
and so that became NASCAR. That was the basis of that. But the thing is, the illegal activity had a basis, and it might just be because we're Americans and we fucking rule. But like they had a basis in legitimate enterprise.
We're
And
seeing
when they
it now with
legitimized,
legalization of pot.
well, I'm just saying, like when they legitimized, when they found legitimate industry with what we'll call translational skills fulfillments, the people who used to run rum illegally found places where they had a role that was legitimate and had nothing to do with rum running. And it wasn't because we legalized rum running or legalized alcohol. It was because they legitimately were good at their craft. No matter how much of a gangster they might have been, they actually there's places where they can, like, say you have a guy from a street gang gets into rap, gets on a label, legitimizes. He's no longer a criminal. He's no longer part of a criminal element, but he sings about it, right? So, like, there are legitimate skills that these cartels have, specifically in logistics. Like, holy shit, they can get people somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like there are
there's some to
legitimate
what you're
business
saying, even
skills.
when you refer to like the modern mafia, most of what the same individuals who are the next generation of what we used to call the mob
Right.
basically are not criminals at all.
Oddly enough, Nick Shirley has been getting threats from the Russian mafia
Yeah,
for looking
it's
into the fraud in California.
I'll tell you, it's what I mean is it's not the La Cosa Nostra people no more.
Sure,
Because they all are running legitimate businesses to the point that they don't need to run any illegal shit to make money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is it's tragic that you have so much manpower and capital invested into illegal enterprises that cause human suffering, instead of flexing those skills and in short, making Mexico a fuck ton of money. Like, they've got the people to do it. They have the incentives to do it. They just don't. And it's not like they're all hooked on their own product. That's illegal in cartel land.
Well,
You don't
look,
touch the drugs.
Some of them just get off on being drug lords, man. Some of them are just in
Sure.
that life, in that mindset.
I mean, have you seen Elon Musk? The guy is the richest guy on the planet. They will never be able to match his lifestyle doing what they do.
They don't.
And that's what I think you have to do, is sell them on a better way of doing things, because it'll personally benefit them. And if you can't sell it to them that way, it won't happen.
Yo, we're gonna send him to go. He can talk to all the cholos and the fucking cartels, and he can sell them on a lifestyle. Sam, I'm with him.
Well, he better
down to the barrio.
Trump was able to go over and talk to Kim Jong-un with Dennis Rodman, of all fucking people.
There you go.
That green-haired buffoon.
So you get to bring one,
yes, he has a +1.
You get to bring one novelty celebrity with you too. Choose wisely.
Donald Trump.
No, he's not a novelty no more. He's the president.
That's a novelty.
Man.
Come on, there's a couple hundred countries. He's the only one that matters.
Country with Pauly Shore.
Oh, holy fuck. That's a death sentence.
But it'd be a hell of a fucking movie. We're gonna follow you with cameras.
That goddamn gopher would be back, man.
We're just gonna have Craig and Pauly Shore convince the Mexican cartel members that they would do better in a life without crime.
Well,
Damn, we know we could get a producer on this, right?
Well, we could also, get Carrot Top to go with Craig.
We wouldn't make it.
Or
I don't mean like while we're there. I mean, we would not make it there.
Yeah, no.
That dumbass would be out.
You're gonna put him in a car.
Fast.
Sam, you hate Craig. You're gonna put him in a car going through Mexico with Pauly Shore and Carrot Top.
Not
Damn,
that
is like the ninth circle of hell.
Well, I can't put him in a car with Norm Macdonald because he's dead.
I mean, you could, but it'd be very awkward.
But you went with I said Pauly Shore, and that was already gonna drive Craig crazy enough. And you said Carrot Top. Can we find and Gallagher? You know what? We'll make it a quartet. We're throwing Gallagher in the mix. He's gonna be smashing fucking watermelons. It'll be great. Coming soon.
Box office poison. That was the Norm joke I was thinking of, hence why I brought up Carrot Top.
And that's the name of our film.
Yeah, box office poison.
Actually, though, it wouldn't be, because on account of they're all going to get killed by the gangbangers in Mexico. So it'd actually probably be a draw,
I don't know if they find out I'm who I am, then I'll probably just get stuck making the drugs.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. You could see, that's the difference between engine. See, I talk about everything's gone pussy. See, here we got a comedic adventure plan for him with like annoying comedians of the 90s and 80s.
That would be the comedy of it, is I'd get stuck there making the drugs, Pauly Shore and Carrot Top being fucking annoying in the background as a threat. If I stop, they'll put them in the same room with me again.
That's right. And you didn't know, but all along, Bobcat Goldthwait was in the trunk.
That would be very funny, though.
See, give me a budget.
Guys!
Guys, I don't even know how I got in here.
Where are we going?
Oh,
You can't do this to me.
Carrot Tops, hold on, I can get it out. With he pulls out a plushie of a crow. My crowbar.
Crow's got a fucking martini glass.
Oh. Good God, that is a deep cut.
Dude, how'd you get in the trunk?
Oh, fucking hell. Lock that motherfucker back in the glass dome.
No, Polly Shore is the homie now. We made up after I assaulted him.
Making a filter. Dude, we found filters. Come on.
Hold on, Craig. Do you know why I assaulted Polly Shore? Because he refused to do the weasel.
No.
And then he said, "Don't throw anything else at me," and I was holding a soda can. So
I
should have
once
farted and asked him what you had for breakfast.
I
But now we're cool, and he follows me on Twitter. Shout out to Polly Shore, friend of the show.
one of the pod awful henchmen invited me on to his podcast specifically to talk about Pauly Shore movies.
Hell yeah.
And the caveman one.
I think that, look, Son-in-Law is a classic. It's a fucking classic. You talk all you want about Biodome and Encino Man, but Son-in-Law is a funny fucking film. Because imagine for a second that your daughter was marrying that guy. You'd want to kill him too. But then you find out that he's funny. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess you can marry my daughter. It makes perfect sense. He's not harmful. He's just retarded. Mm-hmm. You know what gives hope for retarded guys, Sam? You know what else? Pauly Shore gave hope for retarded guys because of the classic film In the Army Now. Sam, you ever seen this? He might be retarded, but with hard work and dedication, he can be in the Army now.
Well, that might have been the case when that movie came out, but I'm not.
No. You can still get in the Army if you're retarded, just not too retarded. Don't you take away young retard boys' hope of being a fucking John Rambo. Who are you to kill dreams, Sam? Maybe they just want to go kill some commies.
Well, that's not retarded. That's based.
Well, okay, but you could be based and retarded. I am.
Yes.
Sometimes you're based because you're retarded. Because you're immune to cat lady shit.
But cat ladies are ultra, fucking retarded, too.
Yes, but that's how they spread their version of... There's two strains of retardation, Sam. Stay with me. There's cat lady, and then there's normal red-blooded American tardation, Sam. And I represent the latter.
There's that.
We like sports cars that go fast. And explosions and guns and fart jokes and dick jokes and boobies and fireworks and apple fucking pie, Sam.
So in other words, that's just being a dude then, is what you're saying. Which, yes.
I guess.
And
I reserve the right to express my American tardation in spite of these cat ladies and their queerifying bullshit where they be all like, oh, you can't be mean because that's it's like, shut up, bitch. You 5 cat having, nose piercing having, blue haired bitch.
Indeed.
16 genders, 27 sexualities, and 37 guys she slept with want to tell you how to run your fucking life, bitch.
Oh yeah, I also believe that the Supreme Court struck that down too. That and recognize that there are, in fact, only two genders.
She's getting ready to throw her
No.
bag at me. Have I said something that might offend Sam?
I mean, not me, but
I'd
like,
never find out, see, because I don't believe women have a right to an opinion. Ow!
That, my friend, was the opinion you said she had no right to. Turns
Oh,
out when it
I
gets
get it.
rejected from her at light speed, it lands on you.
So
that
she thinks pain makes sense.
yes, and also you might, and also you might be, and also
I
you might be,
understand you now.
and also you might be sleeping
Pain.
on, and also you might be sleeping on the couch tonight too, Max.
Pain. No, I'm taking it in. Learning to communicate.
Which
No, I didn't say they couldn't have opinions, Craig. I said that I don't think they should be allowed to them. It's different. They can have them,
True, that means that you
but
didn't
then they
need to
go
give her permission to throw it.
expressing them. Like, who the fuck needs that?
But what if they're altar-based opinions, though, Max?
Well, I mean, look, what you got to do is you got to look at them and be like, wow, that's crazy. You know, and like they get it out, so you don't actually have to acknowledge the opinion. You just be like, yeah, oh shit, no, I didn't know that. Wow,
Well,
that's crazy.
I'm going to sign off on a positive note. In
In
Southern California, of all fucking places, into SoCal, the city of Westminster, they have officially installed Charlie Kirk Way signs on a street.
based.
Fuck yeah.
And yeah, considering that is good news coming out of California. Rare good news, but good news nonetheless. So
I thought that was a rather wholesome message to sign off with. So that's what I'll stick the landing there.
indeed. And
So,
everyone should go follow Craig on Twitter at CraigBob99 and all the places.
yep. Thank you guys very much for having me.
Oh, thanks for going on as always, man. So
Salud.
All right. Good night.
take care.
Now, as I was saying, women shouldn't have opinions, Sam.
And you're gonna get something else thrown at you.
No, so I mean, look, it's like with wrestling, right? You should like your bitches around the ring. You know what I mean? They could be sitting in the crowd. They can be walking around the ring, but then they get in the ring and you're like, oh, this again?
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with like opinions, you know?
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. And
Well, yeah,
sometimes
but not all of them are created equal. Sam, some of them stink.
that's very true. Some opinions are quite shitty.
That's true.
So anyway though,
Have I
anything
engaged in enough casual misogyny for the evening? I'm not sure if I met my quota.
I mean you have perhaps. I will say this, that like I think all these traditional these trad Catholic women who are online, they should practice what they preach and get off the internet.
Yeah, They should be what? Making sandwiches and shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, especially Rachel Wilson.
Ooh.
So
He's naming names.
if if she wants to say that women should have the right to vote or stuff like that,
Crazy things like that.
she should she should do us a favor and not vote, and also get off the internet too.
Yeah. And
So
also, basically, you're saying shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. I
So,
think women should be dating you guys more. That's what my advice for women isn't just shut the fuck up and get off the internet. That would be silly. It would be that some fine, nice, lovely women should be dating Sam and Mort.
Hashtag data cripple.
well, to that end, I'm glad that you've brought that up. Ladies, I don't know if you know
Ladies.
this, but men are not mind readers. I don't know if you know
You're
this.
not? Oh,
No,
shit.
I mean, Mort and I might look like mind readers.
I told you guys have to have mental powers. You're in wheelchairs. This was the rules.
I mean, I can understand how it might look that way, but we don't. So,
Oh, you got the telekinesis, not the telepathy.
my point is ladies, you cannot like friend zone us and then complain that like we didn't.
Where are all the nice guys?
Yeah, and then complain that we didn't, chase you or whatever, because you told us like 10 years ago that that's creepy, so we stopped.
And no means no.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard to chase you in a wheelchair.
I mean, it can
Yeah.
be done, but that's
Yeah.
not the point.
Mort's chased a fair few before.
Oh, as have I.
Fair enough.
But
But they've made it very, very, very clear that they wanted to be chased.
Oh.
Yeah. Although running upstairs is kind of a dick move, what it is.
That's I'm just Sam is the horror movie villain chasing, and she just goes up the stairs, and he's like,
"Fuck,
damn you!"
That would be a speaking of old things. That's like a bad magazine. Like parody. Comic. They used to do parodies of like horror movies, right?
That's how my brain's wired, Sam. This is one big horror movie parody from Mad Magazine in 1992.
You do seem like the type where you would have read Bad Magazine.
Oh, of course.
I had a subscription to Mad Magazine.
And they haven't locked you up yet?
No.
That's unfortunate.
Well, they did ban me for 3 years from YouTube.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That is kind of the same thing. I mean, I guess modern day, that's kind of the same thing as being locked up. But we're here now, so
that's right.
Yeah,
doing quite well this time this year. I'll say that. Had 2 albums launched you could check out. Right to Offend, anywhere you buy music. That Itch, and Dirty Duets.
Yeah, and Blood in the Jungle.
Blood in the Jungle. I love that.
Comes out March May 26th.
Sam Whitfield, Blood in the Jungle, May 26th.
Oh, okay.
Bits and Bones Friday.
Yeah. Anything on the docket there, Mort?
Well, yesterday there was a little event that was basically the blowout information for the Blood of Dawnwalker game. Got a release date, September 3rd, and we'll be going over what happened yesterday.
That'll be nice. So
Vamp kid shit.
Very excited for that game.
and my apologies that I can't get that bigger. I'll post a bigger version of the cover once I get my actual physical copy on Friday. And you guys have WRTO.
That's right, WRTO, Right to Offend Radio.
So
we'll be doing that tomorrow, Sam.
Yeah, so check that out as well. And I may do a call-in show during the day on Friday. So if anyone wants to call in on Open Line Friday,
oh my God, I get to call in and heckle him. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh boy, I set myself up for that. Yeah. Yeah, call in, heckle, ask.
Yeah, it's Max in Boston. Let me tell you something. It's gonna be a series of angry callers yelling at you.
Radio. And I can't wait. So
heckle the cripple.
Oh, I have to do it like Dice Golden and get like different hats.
So I think the caller module is audio only for right now.
Oh man, and I can slap the mic and stuff and have you echo in the background like a bad caller. This is gonna be great, Sam. So you're gonna have to tell me you gotta mute your speakers if you call into a radio show.
Sir, can you turn down your radio?
Yeah. Hold on, I can't hear you, sir. Sir, can you turn down your radio? Can you hear me? Hey, I've learned now that the number one topic on Twitter Spaces is if you can hear the speaker or not. That's what they like talking about on Twitter Spaces.
Of course, yeah. Still,
but not here. But maybe there. But only me fucking around.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. People have said that we need to do a call-in show, so maybe.
Oh man, I could get like a French beret and some baguettes. Be like, yes, I am calling from France. You suck. Oui, oui. Just so I could say oui, oui, Sam. That was the whole point.
Well, I would.
Oui, oui.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
No, I totally get where we're
I apologize to the French.
Now see if a certain French Canadian were to call in, I would be asking, where did Mama JF go?
She went to the wee wee.
She probably did if JF didn't murder her. But anyway. Anything else on the docket, gents? Or
check out Right to Offend wherever music is sold. Dirty Duets available now.
Yep. Check out my books available on Amazon, and yeah. So also, got some new artwork for the podcast and whatnot. So like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh shit, he went full frontal.
If you I'm not even sure like what. Oh, because I got new podcast artwork, or
Yeah, you said you got new podcast artwork that you're gonna debut, and I said, "Oh shit, you went full frontal, like full frontal nudity."
not yet, ladies.
Oh shit, we're gonna have that Sam calendar first.
I mean,
12
what?
months
You
of
gotta
Sam.
you gotta pay for that Playgirl issue.
Yeah, they have to.
Well, the calendar's tasteful, Sam. There won't be any meat hanging out. It's just gonna be you in a variety of different outfits taking tasteful pictures.
Of course. Of course, just like the George Constanza calendar.
Well, you're gonna look a lot better than George Costanza. Let's be honest.
Yes.
We're
Easily.
gonna be what month is Cowboy? Ooh, I feel like June, and we're gonna have Santa Sam for Christmas, and we're gonna have him dressed as a firefighter for like April.
Revolutionary War Sam for July, obviously.
That's right. Confederate Civil War Sam.
I was gonna say for July it would be like Uncle Sam, but a shirtless Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. Oh man,
Because it's on so many levels.
that's right. Look for the fucking 12 months of Sam Whitfield coming soon.
We may actually have to do that. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in to Bits and Bones on Friday, WRTO tomorrow, Maxine and Max on Saturday, and I will be back Monday. Like, comment, and subscribe. Support the podcast on all of the Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave your ratings, comments, and reviews. All of that. And take care, ladies and
Let
gentlemen.
your nuts hang.
And that too.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom,